Welcome everyone to the climatic conclusion of the Spring Dawn season. After weeks of trial and triumph, the battlefield narrows and we have 4 finalists, 4 champions who want to claim the throne today. We began at the start of the month with the qualification tournament. We saw rivalries ignite in the group stage with Vendorti, Lunaya, and Kaizen playing it against each other. We witnessed the agony and the glory of the triangle bracket, and now the final chapter, the Aphrodite League finals, unfold. Let's take a look at the bracket and see who we will see today. And
Yeah, we shall
yeah,
take a look at the bracket.
we see the bracket, and among our finalists, we see ABG Kaizen, the crownless king of the Aphrodite League, fresh off his victory at the Runeterra Open. We see Lunaya, the former queen and champion of the Triangle Bracket last week. We see Robomaster in his first season in the Aphrodite League, aiming to make history and win on his first try. And of course, Newman, the Giant Slayer, hungry for more after defeating Vendorti in the Triangle Bracket. So prepare yourselves as we delve into the final battles of the split with Zero and Mid Cappuccino. Hello.
Hello, Flickus. It's an honor for me to be here for this finals of Aphrodite League today. And yeah, as you mentioned, all of these players, they are very good. They've played yesterday in the Aegis Eternal Open, and they've shown us that they can absolutely deal damage. Kaizen dominated the tournament and found himself in finals against Lunaya. So I'm waiting for a revenge from the side of Lunaya. But what do you think, Mid Cappuccino?
Well, first I have to say thank you for inviting me again for casting the APH finals. I'm so hyped on this because yesterday, as you just mentioned, Kaizen and Lunaya faced each other already in the finals. They brashed it out, and let's see if Luna is going to take revenge today or not. I'm very hyped for it.
That being said, let's see the weapons our champions brought to this day. Let's see the lineups and whether they just repeated the lineup of yesterday of the Runeterra Opens or if they brought something new. And Zero, you were there as a caster yesterday, and you can definitely tell us about something about AVG Kaizen and Lunaya's lineups and how they changed,
Yeah,
and maybe furthermore about Robomaster and Newman.
Yeah, of course, Lunaya is playing a very similar lineup to they were bringing yesterday. The only deck that has changed is that Karma Seraphine set, because yesterday they were playing a Nasus Thresh Nidalee Brew. Of course, it's just a Nasus Thresh with Nidalee as a champion because Lunaya really likes that champion. Kaizen won yesterday, but with a slightly different lineup because Trundle Volibear was there, Talia Zigzillion was there as well, but that Nyla TF was not to be found. Instead, they decided to bring an Elder Dragon Gallium Morgana deck yesterday. So that's gonna be interesting to see how the matchups change based on the different choice of decks. As for Robomaster, I believe their lineup was quite similar to yesterday's. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how Rise plays in this kind of meta. And Elder Dragon Gallium Morgana, super staple deck, nothing really new here. But Caitlyn Timo is not something you see very often. So I don't really know the matchup tables for Shrooms, but they can for sure steal some wins. And Newman bringing like a balanced lineup, I think, especially with an ED Morgana, that's one of the strongest decks in the meta. You have Control with Karma set, and then Ramp with Trundle, Volibear, big stuff late game with World Mother's Call and all of that stuff. What do you think, Cappuccino, though?
I mean, as you said, the shrooms are definitely something you don't see often. And let's see if he's gonna hire all some shrooms today. Otherwise, I'm surprised that Lunaya didn't bring any needle in today. She kinda used to do that in APH, and especially yesterday in the Ages, where she just puts needle into decks where needle it doesn't even belong to. Today we don't see it. Yeah, otherwise pretty standard lineups from Kaizen and Newman, as you said. And let's see how this goes, I would say.
let's see how it goes with our opening match being Lunaya versus Newman seed 1 versus seed 4 of the triangle bracket. Lunaya for the third time in a row won the triangle bracket and now faces off Newman. So let's take a look at Lunaya stacks first, featuring the Mordekaiser Nora as the first deck, and we've seen this a lot.
We have seen this a lot, and as my friend Ace would say, like this deck is centered around kind of aloof travelers and aloof be aloofin. So once aloof gets on the board, you have Mordekaiser, you start printing them like there is no tomorrow, and your opponent starts, getting discarded every win condition in their hand. And this deck's very balanced control. You have your board thanks to Nora, thanks to the portals, and the Mayhor's card generation, but you also have a lot of tools to remove any threat that your opponent might play and try to develop. So yeah, this deck is a bane and it's very, very powerful.
Yeah, we have a secret Maokai deck here because this deck also wins a couple of games on milling your opponent with Aloof. But yeah, what escapes Aloof gets removed by Death Grasp, Vengeance, maybe Ruination if it's necessary. Very dangerous, and we already seen a lot of this season ago on standard rank.
Yeah, let's also check, the second deck that Lunaya brings to the table, which is Morgana the Dragon, and it's a pretty peculiar brew that we already have seen yesterday in Aegis, and it is full units. You only have 3 Mobilize and 3 Gentleman's Duel. This is full units, full on the board, but if it starts snowballing its unit, if it can get, your units discounted with Mobilize, with Cloud Drake, there is no stopping this deck.
I really
Yeah,
like the approach of Lunaya to equalize the aggro matchup, which is traditionally very hard for the Elder Dragon. So we see one Fleet Feather Tracker on like the lower end, and the higher we go, we see Radiant Guardian being played, Soul Gorger. So a lot of lifesteal units. And I think this is very interesting to make up for the bad aggro matchup. Do you think this can work with Cappuccino?
I think definitely that I don't like the Radiant Guardian, especially because you are running triple Morgana. I always saying personally that Radiant Guardian is like the OG Morgana. You've been playing this as a Morgana before Morgana got printed. But what I'm seeing is that there is no Heisho in this. And I have to say I like that a lot because from experience, denying Heisho is easier than denying Citria or Atakan. So Lunaya hit that one. And I would say we check the deck 3.
Yeah, let's take a look at the final lineup, and it is the good old Karma Seraphine Z that has been terrifying us. Of course, we have to add 2 columns of spells because Seraphine is just playing random bullshit go. As always. So Zero, can you spot anything worth noting in this list?
I mean, one of the strongest cards in this kind of deck is always Sputtering Song Spinner. That's, your engine. Once you've got Seraphine leveled up on the board, you just play it either to boost your play with a leveled up Seraphine or to level up Seraphine herself. If you're low on cards, you have that, you get 3 spells and you instantly level your Seraphine, and that's very good. But also, I think it's a kind of standard list. I don't see anything like too worth noting. I see the formula, I see the Rocket Barrage. And yeah, as you mentioned, this deck plays a lot of different spells. It wants to be able to have a lot of different lines potentially based on your opponents. Very flexible. With Sunken Temple, can draw and cycle their hand pretty quickly. So yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary. Of course, with this split of champions, 3-1, it has also the option of going like super late game with Karma, which you wouldn't have as an option if you had like just 3-3. So I think balanced deck list, because they're not bringing a third Karma deck, so this is more than fine. What do you think, Cappuccino?
I think that this is definitely a dangerous deck. Especially once you have leveled Seraphine and Karma on board, doubling spells is not nothing compared to tripling your spells. And the only thing that I don't see like very usual is the Twin Discipline, but everything else looks like the standard Seraphine one-off pile.
Yeah, it's basically a singleton deck. So
Yeah, it's
but let's see also their opponents' deck lists with the decks that Newman has brought to the table, which is first is Morgana Elder Dragon in a slightly different deck lists than Lunaya. We see three more spells, which are the Tempting Prospects. And interestingly enough, we do not see the J Medarda that we saw Kaizen run yesterday. What do you think about this kind of list, Cappuccino?
it looks same, almost same as Lunaya's. As you said, there's only like the tempting prospect difference. I haven't been watching yesterday's tournament, so I cannot say anything about that, but it looks very solid. Only one Soul Gorger. Let's see how that goes.
And
Also
the other
playing
Radiant
Radiant
Guardian.
Guardian. Yeah, I was about to say. I really like the Tempting Prospect in this deck because it adds some consistency that Elder Dragon is, or like the mate.
Well, internet striking again. I think he wanted to say that tempting prospect is gonna help you find your
Yeah,
crucial
this is really
cards.
nice.
Yeah, exactly. So we can move to the second deck that Newman plays, which is Karma Set. This is a 3-3 champion split. So, this is not the singleton kind of deck list anymore that we have seen the Seraphim version play, but the art of the three, more, stable and with a lot more, copies of spells and units version with Karma. This just wants to go very late game. Turn 10, you play Karma, you start winning.
I really like how people started to play one of three. Before you have seen Karma Set or even the Seraphine versions running just Sunken Temple. But these days you see the one of three. It's just because the card is too strong. I really like that.
It does everything, right? Because it heals you, gets a free blocker, then buffs everything that you have. So even your Karma has a little bit more protection. Set can trade more efficiently. Your units are a little bit bigger to withstand, mid-range or aggro attacks. It's very, very good overall. And yeah, maybe Karma can even, generate some other spell that allows you to grab the landmark again or something. Like, that landmark is very good overall. And the third deck that Newman plays is this Trundle Volibear, which Kaizen brought yesterday to the table, to the Aegis Eternal Open. This has shown to be very, very, very potent, very strong, very stable. You just destroy anything your opponent might have on board. You have War Mother Skull, you have Shield of Wonders to completely obliterate your opponent's game plan. And remember, guys, Karma can be even Karma or like something like Set can be hit by this Shield of Wonders, and this is very scary if the ramp goes in the early game. If you find Catalyst, if you find the wild mysticism in the early game, you immediately have 10 mana on turn 8, on turn 7. This gets ugly very quickly.
Yeah, as you said, this is getting very ugly very quickly, but I have to say that Newman has a special taste of ramping. Only one Winter's Touch, but two Call Resistance. Yes, you get protection for your units. The 2 HP does a lot of difference, but it's not a classic ramp where you run triple Mysticism, triple Winter's Touch.
Yeah, how it will play
This
out.
guy brought us Spice.
The thing is, what units are you even playing a cold resistance on in early game? Like, you have literally nothing to play it on unless you just play Vile Fist and you play it on Spiderling, like literally.
Yeah, we
I
will
mean,
see maybe how it will play out, and let's take a look at the lineups overall again, I would say. And yeah, play the guess the ban game. I don't know if we have the ban button available for everyone. Okay, production says yes, we have. Wonderful. So each of us has the chance to make a fool of themselves, and I will not start. I'm.
I will start. And I say,
Okay.
please do mirror bans.
I mean, I think Zero already has a plan for this one.
Yeah. He was talking about matchups a lot yesterday. Meanwhile, me playing aggro was not thinking about those matchups too much.
Okay, double Eddie ban. Yeah, I think I go with double set ban.
I think it
Like
ultimately
karma
also
set.
depends on what
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
like to play against, right?
I just don't want to copy the homework, you know?
Yeah. Just to not copy anything from you, I will go with Newman banning the Elder Dragon, and Lunaya being so scared of the Trundle Volibear after yesterday that she will go for the Trundle Volibear ban. So yeah, Newman bans the Elder Dragon, and Lunaya, yeah, exactly. And let's see what the actual bans are.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, 0.
I've seen my fair share of Elder Dragon yesterday, and I'm telling you, you do not want to play against this decklist. You just do not want, because Arika is very strong, you have a very nice curve. If this goes out of control, you cannot get a game, back in the tracks that you want. Like, this is so powerful, and yeah, I absolutely agree with their decisions.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it. Playing against Elder Dragon is always a nightmare. And now it's time for us to guess the final score before we head into the actual games. And I will say it's gonna be a 2-0 for Lunaya. I'm gonna be bold and put that out there, but you're free to disagree.
Zero, go ahead. I'm gonna go after
I'm
you.
gonna say 2-1 for Lunaya, just because I don't want to make it, boring. Even though Luna won almost every series in Top Cut yesterday as a 2-0, and then of course losing to Kaizen in the finals. But yeah, I say 2-1 for Lunaya. I want to see like 3 matches between these two players. They're very good. Both of them are very good.
Okay. So I would say that Luna is gonna take 2-1. She's gonna lose to the Trundle once, but I'm gonna take over.
Okay. Then hopefully the games are starting soon. As of right now, the players are choosing their decks for the first game. And then we can hopefully see the first series of the Aphrodite League finals, the final stage of the spring split soon here on the broadcast.
Yeah, it is all psychological warfare. Like what deck you're gonna choose first, because if you want to win, you have to pass through everything your opponent has to play anyway. So absolutely psychological. And let's see what they've chosen. I believe okay, it's the karma set from the side of Newman and the Mordekaiser Nora on the side of Lunaya. This is gonna be the first matchup.
Yeah, this is actually a matchup we know from Standard as well. So I'm looking into it. As always, Aphrodite Esports, don't get confused, is Newman. We are giving him the team account to compete here. And
Well, let's see if the aloof is gonna show, and if we are gonna hit the cards we want to discard from the hand. Right now we don't see anything yet. Nothing special happening. Nora hitting the Nexus.
Yeah, Nora probably gonna be targeted, but oh, no aftershock gonna be played. It's fine. Nora just stays on the board, pretty like not really doing much. Cannot even block.
Yep.
And on the other
You
end, the two champions are in end of Newman. So Set can be developed next turn, even just Mixologist, even though you're not getting the full value, but whatever, you get the coin, which is what you want. Next turn you can go with place your bets, get other coins. They're lined up for, leveling up Set, giving you a mana swing in a very important turn. And now Soul Harvest, getting rid of the Mixologist immediately. Luna doesn't want to deal with, big bodies right now.
Yeah, you don't really want to give Deathless to the Rekindler yet. You want to use it on other units, so that's a little bit of a trouble for Luna. But there is just one correct unit coming from the deck, and she's gonna start rolling.
I mean, do you ever think? I think this is fine because you can play the Halberd. I mean, the only thing this is fine is also you can next turn, if you think your Nora can be in trouble or something, you can play Halberd to safeguard her. And also, of
Yeah.
course, another Nora being drawn, Portapalooza. One portal is in the deck. We could play it now before the swing even.
That is actually a really good top deck. Not going for it. Probably bluffing the Explorer.
Yeah, I think maybe Lunaya wants to bluff Vengeance for the set development. If you play it the draw now, you drop under the Vengeance mana, and the only time Newman can, or like Newman can't play set and still have deny mana open is now on turn 5, and I can imagine this is what Lunaya was thinking about with this pass. Or like not the pass, but just open attacking with Nora.
That is a perfect path for Luna. You want to draw your cards that you don't have. We only have removal pile, but we have nothing really that we can use it on.
Yeah, Lunaya's getting
And
desperate.
here
and
we
now-
go.
Damn. And now imagine her having Vengeance in hand. Like with Vengeance, those two Porobots are insane.
That is actually crazy, yeah.
What is the Yordle doing?
The Yordle is gonna give +1/+0 to every Yordle you're gonna play.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So every, the aloofs that you're gonna play, they're getting a little bit of buffs. I don't think
Yeah,
it really matters, but I mean,
nah, probably not.
they get out of set range, I guess. No, because they're 2/3s, so they don't even do that.
I'm upset about the slot, but just sitting there and hello, I'm a 0/6.
But next turn it's gonna be much bigger. Next turn it gets so many stats.
Yeah. And now we can remove the set
Yeah, that is
on
successful
summon.
removal.
So Lunaya gets a bit of time, but the Karma in hand of Newman, actually two Karmas, one of them being cost reduced, they look very terrifying.
Who still nothing that you can kill your Porobots. Another pass? Is this what we are doing?
Yeah, Lunaya's then is really awkward. She is really set up once she draws the Mordekaiser, but still, like, she has a Deathless Rekinder in hand, but no Mordekaiser to be seen.
Ooh,
But Nora's gonna level, like, either next turn or the turn following that one. Nora is gonna level. Oh, Nora is gonna level instantly, though, because with this Vile Feast, I believe you fulfill the level up condition.
There
And
we
this is so
see.
big.
There we go.
This is big, yeah, because this unlocks a win condition aside from the Mordekaiser, and even though Luna's hand does not look too proactive, not too exciting, now is the time Lunaya can accelerate this game, and now maybe the Rekindler may get played soon.
I think you could just glimpse. Yeah, glimpse is just very good here. You're forcing your opponent to like recall your Nora if they want to,
Ooh, the
not allow you to do so.
Mordekaiser. Here we go.
There's the Mordekaiser. We love to see it.
Remind me, guys, what do the Poros do? Because I don't.
The Poros,
on
if
last-
you Yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Flixus.
Okay. When they die, their last breath effect is if you have a 6-cost spell in hand, or a 6+ cost spell, they attach to them, and when you play the 6-cost, they summon themselves, which is especially good because they have attune. So you're getting some mana back instantly.
Okay. It's unlucky that there is no 6+ cost spell in hand.
Vengeance would be a supreme target for that.
Yeah, or even second Mordekaiser potentially, you know.
It only works on spells.
Yeah, only works on spells.
Oh yeah, actually on Mordekaiser, but that is such unlucky interaction.
Oh.
I already discovered that. If your Mordekaiser dies, your Probots also die because they don't summon on Mordekaiser, just on the spell.
Ah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and now here, Lunaya, I think Obliter. Am I? Ah, no, she killed a unit. And here we go. And now
A little
each
bit of-
Porobot getting slain just generates 1 mana, so effectively, there's a lot of sustain now. And
5 mana
now
Mordekaiser is
Placement's
so
gonna go.
good.
Indeed.
Ooh,
do we
but
shoot
this is
this?
so
Do we-
good
do we-
for Luna.
Do we just... Yeah, we just try to shoot it instantly.
I would say challenge and then see what he does into Hate Spike.
I mean, 8 spikes first is better, no, because you are threatening damage anyway. Like if they try to protect the karma, you kill it, and they've used the spell, and you don't really care that if you use like an 8 spikes at this point in the game. I don't think it's a very big problem if you just use it to force your opponent to play something. But instead, the
you are-
Dragon Hunt is gonna be played.
Yeah, with the weapon, you're gonna be in lethal in case they recall your bot that you are hate spiking. Because if you hate spike now, then you are one of lethal. If the bot
Hey.
gets recalled.
And Albert
This
will speak.
way,
I also generally like the halberd play here, because if you're sacrificing the Porobot, you're doing it for free, and it's just a soft pass. And Lunaya is trying to get some action out of Newman here, and assumes that the Karma has protection in the backhand anyways. And we will most likely see a hate spike chained to the recall.
Yeah, so
That
effectively
should be
these
a
8
minus
spikes is gonna cost 1. This is so good.
that is actually a really good play. Hate spiking your Mordekaiser, activating your Deathless Rekindler.
Yeah,
That would be very good.
that's...
But you don't
Yeah,
have stacks on the board,
Lunaya...
right?
Lunaya goes for the Porobot. Instead, sacrifices 1 more damage. But still, takes Newman down to 4 HP. And now Newman has the Karma.
Karma turn 10. Let's do some magic.
Let's do some magic. We see that placer bets. We see a coin. Although they cannot be played together. Like you can play first placer bets and then the coin, which is the most value play.
Yeah. First we
but
have
still,
the coin here.
the placer bets is there, the karma is there, and we all played this matchup. It is not a pleasure.
Yeah, but I believe
Drop.
Luna also has chances at this point because Karma is online but only has 5 mana to play with. Yeah, coin comes in first, so they can place your bets later and then coin again, which is of course very good. But you don't have a lot of mana to play with if you are.
I mean, we have.
If you're Newman, you have 4.
Mariam.
How many? Is it 4 mana? No, this is 8 mana. Oh, you completely refull. I didn't realize it. Oh, that's absolutely true. And
Yeah,
Here we go, here we
Mayam even refilled spell mana, so we are on 9 mana now, set is in hand. And yeah, Karma just flipped.
Karma gameplay begins, and Set is gonna obliterate thing after thing.
Yep.
This is going to be a little bit crucial because Luna has to kill Mordekaiser here because the set
Yeah.
spell obliterates, so you're not gonna have your Mordekaiser active.
You mean the Rekindler?
Yeah, you will not have Rekindler active if you
But
don't
you
kill
cannot
your
do that
Mordekaiser here.
because the deny is gonna stop you in your tracks.
Yeah.
Deny and Notify. Dreams and hopes shattered. Because the first Mordekaiser has been recalled, the second has been obliterated, so Rekindler only has a Nora to summon, which is not really the target you are aiming for in this deck.
It's not what you want, but elusives also do work.
Yeah,
4
it's true,
HP, that's very close.
I was about to say, especially considering the low amount of health a human is sitting on, but I believe aside from Pythos, Lunaya does not have any burn, right?
There is only Pythos. You're right. Perilous Pastry.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I know the situation is dire for Lunaya because yeah, the Mayhor can be played, but next turn you have to open, and even an open attack just dies because of the area of effects distraction that Newman can unleash upon your board. So I think yeah, this was a promising position for Luna, but Karma flips and instantly the game is completely in a losing position.
Everybody likes the enlightened karma. And even the slot bot is gonna fall down.
Let's see what the top deck. What is the top deck here for Lunaya? What saves her the game?
I actually believe that it's only Mordekaiser.
And it's probably not Portal Pioneer.
Portal Pioneer is not gonna do much here.
I am afraid so, and I think the best play Lunaya has at this point is summoning the Nora. Yeah, summoning the Nora with Rekindler. And trying to go for some damage. But this game looks actually over.
If you could at least somehow kill your own Rekindler so you get double Nora, that would be at least something you can work with, but this is just waiting for good top decks.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
think you
even
just
if
pull
you
the trigger
summon
here.
Teros is just gonna get recalled. You play into Karma set.
Lunaya is trying to get mana out of Newman, so the Rekindler play is a bit more safe. But Newman is waiting. He has taken down Vendorti. He is looking to take down Lunaya as well. Although, of course, we are in a double elimination bracket. The first loss only casts you down, but the second loss today ends your season. And Lunaya pulls the trigger.
And on these kind of matchups, especially looking also at their lineups, we have to, focus on timer too, because timer can be very important. We have seen yesterday some best of threes ending because of timer. So with this kind of control decks, yeah, of course, Karma Set is in the lead. Karma Set is in a completely winning position. We have said it, but they need to finish the game because losing time can equal to losing the World Series.
Indeed, and in that matter, the first match is like the result of the first match is very deciding, as it serves as a tiebreaker.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
now the big
now-
Nora is gonna come in because this Nora is potentially threatening lethal damage, but of course we know that's not gonna be the case. Aftershock is gonna come in.
Aftershock, Caustic Rift, both being doubled by Karma, and let's see if Lunaya finds the surrender button.
I
Or
mean, we still have
wait.
to do lethal on
Yeah.
Newman's side, so even though the board is completely owned, the game is not yet.
The game is not yet, and those three letters at the end of the sentence are very crucial. Most wanted, I believe, is the card called is gonna be
Oh.
played,
Wait.
and this is draw 6.
Deck out might be win condition
gonna be
now.
funny. Yeah, because you draw cards, but then you throw out cards. So you kind of shuffle your hand like if you had Sunken Temple.
Talking about Sunken Temple, we see it in hand, but I can imagine Newman just going for the tree here, getting discarded.
The 1 of 3 is not gonna be played, yeah.
2 temples, and yeah, Newman is chilling here.
How many cards does Newman has in the deck right now? Because I think these might be a concern potentially if you play Temple. I don't think you want to play Temple because of that. You don't want to get rid of all your cards in hand, and you don't want to risk the, the counting.
Yeah, you are right. I'm completely with you here. You would only want to play Sunken if your hand is literally not the future, but we have double recall, we have second Karma on hand, there is no point or whatsoever to play the Sunken.
No, I believe the Hookmaster is gonna be played. Oh, Sunken Temple is here. Probably it was played to get access to the Obliterate.
Either that or we are just looking for cards so we can finish the game finally. That
Yeah.
could also be.
Ooh.
I think we take that pass.
We always take it, right? We don't want our opponent to play the Obliterate. The Obliterate is like gonna destroy everything on the board. Okay.
I mean,
We are
I
forcing to play the Obliterate, okay.
Okay.
Lunaya is staring at her deck right now, hoping for the one top deck that saves her the game. And let's
Is there
It
see.
looks like Lunaya is playing for the timer game here.
We don't see a timer, so I don't actually know, but
I mean, for the future 2 games.
no,
Yeah, we have a
Luna
timer.
is so down in time.
Lunaya is 4 minutes 30 overtime.
She's
Yeah, okay.
not playing for the
Crazy.
timer. She's
Yeah, let's hide
not.
it. Let's hide it quickly. Yeah, and the timer game has ended as Lunaya surrenders the opening game of the series. And in the meantime, we actually had a series ending. And Robomaster has defeated ABG Kaizen, yesterday's champion, 2-0.
Yeah, and if you remember, when we were talking about the lineups just before going into stream, I was talking about how Kaizen lost only one best of 3 yesterday, and it was to a lineup very similar to what Robomaster has brought to the table today. So I'm not really surprised to that result. But yeah, we are in the second game of this series.
Yeah, can you remind me what exactly this lineup was that is beating our current champion, ABG Kaizen?
The lineup that Robomaster is playing today is Rise, Caitlyn Timo, and Elder Dragon Galio Morgana. Meanwhile, yesterday, the lineup that beat Kaizen was, and I'm gonna tell you immediately, Azir Irelia, Rise, and Elder Dragon Galio Morgana. So
Ooh, this lineup makes 2 people very happy. We see a Rise and we see an Azir Irelia. But nevertheless, we are in game 2. Newman is looking to win the series and have Lunaya join Kaizen in the loser's bracket while advancing
They are
to the
Fiend
upper finals.
into removal
Robomaster.
ramp. That's gonna be interesting. It all comes down to the She-Who.
Yeah. She who wins, is she called, and I think Zero, you said it previously. She who wonders removes the karma, removes the set, as long as they're not flipped, completely obliterates, I think, every unit that karma set Seraphine is playing.
That is correct.
So, yeah, and aside of from that, you have the landmark removal. So
I just like how Seraphine created the Zillion spell, which is basically saying, hey, I'm gonna protect my set from She-Who Wonders. If She-Who comes down, you can just put your set into the deck.
that is true. I have not thought about it. I have not seen it before, but of course this is
That is
very
kind of funny
niche.
from the Seraphine.
It's extremely niche because it only applies to this one exact matchup. But you're completely right. This is so good, potentially.
I guess it would also apply to, early bird. If someone has early bird in their deck, or you are afraid of, played Conchologist and got an early bird, that's something you can play around, but it's so niche as well that's not really
Yeah.
applicable, yeah. And yeah, we see Ravine controlling the board, controlling the space now. Any development from the side of Luna would be like kind of overdevelopment, so Luna just decides to slam the Sunken Temple and shuffle her own hand. That's also a way to protect your cards, You don't have to, target one of them. You can target all of them at the same time. That also works, I have been told.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how this game basically works since since this card got printed is you have turn 5, you have the card on hand. No matter what, even if you die next turn, you just play it.
Yeah, and then you die turn 6 if you're in the wrong matchup. But it is true. And in the meantime, Newman has gotten to 8 mana. Of course, Lunaya has to consider the it that stairs now that can potentially destroy the Sunken Temple. Maybe is searching for the deny with this predict.
Yeah, a
And
little bit too
while
early, but
While Newman has the Trundle now, can also play Warmother's Call. But of course, it is highly risky to just play it now into a potential deny.
I could see him playing the War Mothers because the 2 units that you want, you already have, and the rest you can just summon while keeping on removing. It's the question if he wants to do it or not.
Yeah,
This is not
Lunaya
even.
using Lunaya making the classic control play, attacking as passing. And Newman goes for it. Newman says, "You don't have deny." And Newman will be rewarded for his boldness and summon a Trundle.
And this Trundle suddenly, like next turn, he levels, is gonna have, a friend alongside him because another unit will be immediately summoned at the
Yeah.
start of the turn. So we shall check what that is. Oh, another draw spell from the side of Luna, the same that was generated last game. Maybe there is something going on with the RNG there.
I mean,
And
Nora,
Volibear being brought into the table.
yeah, and but like if you're talking about RNG and Nora generating the same unit back to back was also insane RNG in the last game.
Yeah, it
But back
sucks.
to the game, there is the Ice Pillar now, and the Ice Pillar, if you look closely, has made the Karma vulnerable. Of course, Lunaya has. Retreat has to take out, but still, it is one more layer that is removed,
That's a
and the
10-7 Trundle.
Karma has to survive for 3 more rounds before she can flip.
Yeah. I guess there is the option to just let Karma die, but this is your only Karma from the side of Luna, so protecting it is definitely worth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
you definitely want to keep your karma alive, that's for sure. You are also denying a lot of damage for Volibear level up.
Yeah.
-10.
No vengeance to interfere. Can
I'm just
totally
curious
serve.
how this Sunken Temple is gonna shuffle your hand on the Shihu turn. This could
Yeah.
be completely devastating or completely good for Lunaya.
But even then, there can be Shihu into Shihu. Like, you can have two Shihu turns back to back if you are Newman. You don't really fear that, I guess. So,
I think
He's
one card
definitely gonna
for
play
Lunaya is
it.
getting obliterated now. If I am not mistaken. Guess
This is exactly the hand as I meant. This is the hand where you don't really even care about Shihu happening. The problem is you don't have any blockers for his big units, so you kind of care.
I mean, opponent has token, so we're gonna redraw anyways, unless that stairs comes down. We're opening with Polar Pioneer.
if you are Newman, do you just open with pillar. It's just a soft pass basically, and then you can Shihu.
Yes.
I
like this
mean,
play.
the pillar is not gonna live after Shihu anyways, so you could do that. Or not. My bad.
Or not. Newman has other plans. He will obliterate the ice pillar in hand, and aside, obliterate the entire board of Lunaya and another Eye of the Dragon in her hand.
Hmm.
Very powerful. And yeah, Lunaya has to draw some
We have 1/9
recalls.
lives. We have 1/9 lives for the next turn.
Yeah.
That
I
could save
wonder what
us.
you played.
There's a I was about to mention it. There's a word where we play the place your bets to fish for deny. I couldn't find it in this case. And
I have to say, I'm not a fan of this place your bets. Imagine you draw a set or a karma now. Just
Yeah, but the game
imagine
is
that.
over otherwise, kind of, no? On open attack next turn. So you kinda need to do it.
you could sleep a unit. You could sleep a unit so it can block. Yeah. So it can block next turn, and then you need one recall / stun less for the upcoming open attack. And I think the Seraphine. I know the pillar is gone anyways. Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, how does the Eye of the Dragon function with this? I'm pretty sure Sleeping Eye of the Dragon would be better, no? I'm not sure if it procs because of Blooming Bud.
I am not sure either. I would say it doesn't proc because the rounds. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna make a call on that. That is something to test out. Maybe someone in the chat knows. Let us know. And production, all-knowing production, told us it doesn't proc. I was right with my intuition. And Lunaya generates the heal. And now this draw is crucial. Nopify, Rocket Barrage, Holding Gale, no stuns inside. You have
One
0
stun.
mana Nopifies. One stun, Mystic Shot, another Nopify.
Ooh, transform.
Yeah, but what you gonna transform into? Seraphine is a champion and the pillar is gone.
You need another stun to be alive. You need at least another stun.
Yes. And oh, this is so bad.
Starbone it is. No Steel Tempest.
Draw getting obliterated and Lunaya's Nexus getting obliterated with this attack. Newman takes the series 2-0.
That is a 2-0.
Is
Did
there
you
any
predict
way
it?
for Lunaya to like save this? I don't think so.
No.
No,
I mean,
there's...
she can fish for something, but I would be so surprised if there's a way out now.
Nah, there's nothing you could possibly play that saves you here. You needed 9 lives and like 1 or 2 stuns or recalls. Oh,
Yeah.
there was absolutely nothing.
This is GG Lunaya going for a few meme spells here. Not having any impact. Not even the Volley Bear is gonna fall. And
Lixus, you
Newman.
predicted this outcome, right?
Yes, but the other way around. I'm gonna be that honest. I said 2-0 Lunaya, and
Oh.
it's 2-0 Newman in the end. But yes, I predicted a 2-0. That is something. And that being said, Newman will face RoboMaster in the upper finals, and we will take a look into that after a short break. So see you there.
See you later, guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back again after an opening match that couldn't have been more exciting between Newman and Lunaya, and against all odds, Newman actually took our former champion down, and Lunaya will face Kaizen in the losers round, and Newman faces Robo Master in the upper finals that we are going to watch. Let's take a look at the bracket and see how the scores were, because both Newman and Robomaster took a sweep 2-0 victory against the two finalists of yesterday. That is extremely surprising for me. What do you think, Zero?
Yeah, it's surprising, but as we mentioned, Robomaster had the lineup very similar to the one that beat Kaizen yesterday during the Swiss rounds, and Newman could take the win against Lunaya with a lineup really similar to what Kaizen has. So I don't think it's very surprising that it went this way, because Lunaya lost again yesterday versus Kaizen, and Kaizen lost yesterday versus Random Dude with two very similar lineup to what their opponents today have played. So this is gonna be an interesting matchup in the upper finals, because Newman versus Robomaster is a matchup that I have never probably seen in recent memory. I don't remember these two players clashing in recent memory, and they're bringing two very different lineups. We are gonna see a rise potentially. We're gonna see, shrooms, and we don't usually see these decks in tournaments, in the last few tournaments. So what do you think, Cappuccino? Like, who do you think is gonna win?
I'm definitely kinda like, if I have to say my personal preference, I'm kinda rooting for the shrooms to do some emotional damage here. It's always like kind of a gambling when you're playing shrooms or against shrooms. But what I wanted to say is, did Luna and Kaizen use all their power yesterday? Didn't they sleep? Is the luck used for yesterday's tournament, or are they gonna actually climb all the way up and make the grand finals? Shine. Let's see about that.
Yeah,
Let's
Kaizen.
see. Hmm? Sorry.
Kaizen, went to sleep, I believe, at 6 a.m. in the morning yesterday. Lunaya, like around 3 a.m. So they didn't have much sleep, if any, at all. But it's very commanding that they are still playing today for a chance to win.
Indeed, and let's take a quick look at the player matchups. As actually, Robomaster and Newman have faced each other in the Aphrodite League before. They were in the same group, so they played against each other twice, with each of them taking a win. It is a bit cut off. We will work on that shortly, but we can see here the score between ABG Kaizen and Lunaya is completely tied, being 4-4 across the entire history of the Aphrodite League. And yeah, Robomaster, Newman, each of them took a win during the group stage, but Robomaster could secure a victory against Newman. I think it was on broadcast even, in the triangle bracket last week, and now they are facing each other again. Only one can make it. But what I find most interesting is that, yeah, it seems quite likely that the Aphrodite League will crown a new champion with Robomaster and Newman in the upper finals now. And if we see the overall competitor data, we will notice that, or like we will see that Robomaster, this is his first season. He has only 40 matches played, but with the highest win rate overall. On the other hand, Newman quite steady and yeah, was always resulting, in the midfield. He was fourth in the Winter Dawn, we can see that here, and fifth in Spring Dawn. So there's a lot of potential for a new king reigning in the Aphrodite League.
He's definitely a guy you don't want to underestimate. Like 71% win rate, even though it's not that many matches yet, it's still impressive.
Yeah, and Robomaster has done an highly impressive run. Undefeated in the qualification tournament, first place in groups. He's fumbled a bit during the triangle bracket, but now he is here. He has his eyes set on the throne, just as Newman has after defeating two-time champion Vendorti last week and eliminating him from the league for the very first time. Vendorti didn't reach a finals. Meanwhile, Lunaya and ABG Kaizen, both of them have reached every single final so far. They have reached the finals yesterday in the Runeterra Open by Aegis Esports, but one of them is going to be eliminated. This upcoming round will be deciding. And let's take a look at the lineups. Robo Master is playing. We already have seen the ones from Newman. And let's see what beats the champions. And it is Rise.
The standard Rise list. The
It
classic.
seems very standard, yeah. We sadly don't have the Rice connoisseur on the broadcast here, but maybe Zero, you can give us some insight about how this, actually how this beats the lineup of ABG Kaizen, how it is performing overall.
This deck is very good also because it has a very strong control package, you know. It just spell from all over the place thanks to Rise passive, can control super well the board as we mentioned, and as a kind of uninteractive win condition. Like we don't see Kaizen play a lot of, you know, landmark removals. So there is not a whole lot of interaction against this kind of deck, and when you know the runes start getting you know in their way and start like, getting activated, and they shift the gear, and like there is not really much counterplay that can be done. Like your units get stunned, then they heal, they refill mana, they draw, and suddenly you have all the runes and rise attacks and just wins.
Yeah, as you said, there is not much landmark removing. Although we have a triple hit stairs. That could be potential bun for Robomaster later,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's see if Rise is gonna take it home or not. Do we
Yeah.
find our early protection for his units? Do we find our delves fast enough?
We will see about that, but let's take a look at the second deck. And this is probably the biggest surprise out of all the 12 decks that have been submitted for this finals. And I believe after talking to Robomaster, this Shrooms deck just fits into the lineup because it does target Karma set. And of course, if you have the temple down, the last thing you want to have is like 20,000 Shrooms in your deck. But what do you think, Zero? How is Shrooms positioned overall in this current meta? Especially considering that it's Eternal.
Yeah, I don't know the matchup tables, but I really like historically. I really like Shrooms, and especially, I would have liked more if we had Foundry because that's a very, you know, kind of funny way to win with Shrooms. But this deck doesn't play it. Instead, it's way more, you know, on the board, especially with the Charlatan Fishmonger, giving you the ability to put a lot of, you know, traps in your opponent's decks. With of course the Peddler, which is a staple, and all of that kind of stuff. You just win with Corina plus Caitlyn combo. Like Timo, if it just strike once, twice, it's very good. I don't think you really need Timo to, you know, double every trap in your opponent's deck to win, and you just have a lot of tools to, you know, get to the burn end game if you need to. You have mystic shots and stuff. This is a good deck. I don't know how it fares against Elder Dragon, but it feels fine, especially since it has seen success in some tournaments lately.
Yeah, I personally have to say that the Harshwinds is gonna do a lot of work against Elder, which could survive, which could make you survive one crucial turn. As I know from playing Shrooms, one turn is a lot, and the Harshwinds could save you there. Yeah, classic Corina ending. This is also kind of like a Rise playstyle, since you have Corina, where you just have like a sort of Exodia. Too many Shrooms, you play Corina, GG. Let's see.
Let's see. And the final deck is something, yeah. It is the staple of the current meta. We have Morgana, Elder Dragon, with a touch of Galio.
Yeah, this
This
is a
one is a
mid-run
little
deck.
bit different. We have one single combat. Triple Gentleman's Duel was not enough for Robomaster. He said, I need one single combat.
Yup, he is playing Mage Seeker Jr. and he is not playing the lifestyle units we have seen in the lists of in list of Lunaya and Newman. So less formidable against aggro. But as there is no aggro in this final bracket, Robomaster should have an advantage with this list. And I think if you, at least if you don't have anything to add about Elder Dragon Demacia, we can
I
move
think
on
we're
to
fine.
the we can move on to the bands. And I'm gonna start this time after holding back, and I'm gonna call double Elder Dragon ban.
Okay, you pulled the trigger. Good.
I could see Robomaster banning Channel Volibear instead, but I think yeah, the Elder Dragon is way more scary for him.
Yeah, I was also about to say it. It's like for Newman, it's always Elder Dragon. But Robomaster, there is a world where he could ban the Trundle Volibear just because it makes Rise not having a fully free time. You have to be a little bit cautious against the deck. Also, Shrooms are not having free time against the deck, so I'm just gonna flip the coin and say Robomaster is crazy enough to face Elder Dragon.
Ooh. And Zero, after getting both bands correct last time, I am very interested in your take now.
I'm gonna fumble it completely this time. Don't worry. I think for sure Newman bans Elder Dragon, but Robomaster. I agree with what Cappuccino said, and I believe this Volibear Trundle is a threat, especially because of it that stairs, and even she wonders it very greatly arms your game plans, and so I go with the same bands than Mil Cappuccino said because
Okay.
Welcome at the
Then,
loser side.
then let's reveal it, and I shall stand correct with the double Elder Dragon, and now that I have to celebrate my victory, you can go ahead and predict the final scoreline of this match.
I would say the Rise is definitely gonna take one win.
Hmm.
I don't want to say if Shrooms are gonna win or not. I'm very unsure about that one, so I'm just gonna say that Newman is gonna take. Nah, Robomaster is gonna win 2-1. He's gonna win 2-1.
What about you, Zero? What do you
I
think?
say 2 or Robomaster because in the second game, okay, Rise is gonna win and then Shrooms is gonna steal a win with the Archwinds, Caitlyn blocks, Caitlyn kills. I'm gonna say that that's gonna be something that happens.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna say Newman starts with the Trundle Volibear and completely obliterates like any deck that Robo is playing. Maybe it gets close, but then Newman has to play a Karma set, and I don't think he can beat Shrooms or Rice with that. And I think that's how it's gonna turn out. If Newman starts with Channel Volibear, then it's gonna be a 2-1 Robomaster. And yeah, if if Newman just plays Karma set, then it's gonna be a 2-0. And I think we are ready to go to look into the games and see who will qualify for the grand finals of the Aphrodite League. Bring Dusk.
And
Season.
so it is
Let's go.
Volibear versus Rise in the first game.
Yes. And actually, we saw the what's it called? Unforgiving Cold, the 5-mana spell. We see it now, and what we don't see alongside it is a unit. Correct me.
Yeah, but we don't see
That is
units from the
true.
side of Robomaster too. Like now, Time Trick is gonna be played. Probably you want to like have the Rise or something like that in end. Yeah, the Rise
Yeah.
is gonna come down probably on turn Or I guess
Ah,
maybe
yeah,
not
is
because you cannot
you have
protect
to
it.
you have to play around the vengeance,
Deny. Yeah.
and
You cannot develop it. Yeah.
around
the
the
point
soul
is
harvest as well.
true. And deny is very crucial because, of course, the worst thing you could imagine is that stairs coming down onto a full board of world runes, but when the deny comes into play, and I think Robomaster should try to stay on this deny for as long as possible to make sure that he will not lose the game to that stairs.
Question: can you play the ramp spell without a unit to target? Because I actually don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Okay.
I think you can. It's like two different sentences.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
you
then
can definitely ramp without giving HP.
But still, like I feel like Winter's Touch is interesting. Maybe we can ask Newman at some later point about that. And now,
I would really
Robomaster,
like to know why he plays resistance instead of Winter's Touch. I would really like to know that reasoning.
yeah, but
The only thing I see is winning mirrors because Yoshi who is gonna be 10-12 and his is gonna be 10-10. But is it really worth?
Newman is threatening. Oh, yeah, he's threatening the warm-up call, and he even played the Avalanche to just put a spell in the middle and like bluff it. And now Robomaster has to think about what this spell might be. Beautiful bluff here
Mind
from Newman.
games.
Yeah, he's playing the mind games, and I mean Newman can afford to just pass on mana because he doesn't have anything he wants to play.
How
And
this is
now
going to
another
go
Rise
with it?
coming down, and another Soul Harvest being played, but this time we have probably the most efficient answer for that, which is Nopify.
Yeah. Classic Ionia. You want to do something? Nope. Access denied.
and both players are like they don't have much to do now with this play. Newman actually has unlocked a nice play next turn. They can just soft pass with a pillar, level up the Trundle, set up for an attack on the rise because that's gonna be a kill on the rise when Trundle attacks. So that's very nice. The problem is a rune could come in and give a stun because and I believe that's what's probably gonna happen here. And when stuns come into play, then this Volibear deck is very much hindered in their game plan, and there is not really a lot to do at that point.
This is looking quite unlucky for Newman, I would say, because the time is on Robomaster's side, not on Newman's side. So you wanted a little bit more aggressive hand than this, but it's still not like done. The Rise has to survive the removal, which right
Yeah,
now is only the Vengeance.
but the value and stalling in Robomaster's hand is insane. We have another Steel Tempest, we have the Rise spell that draws two deep meditations, one of them being played now. We draw, place your bets. So yeah, like the value of Robomaster's hand is so incredible, and the upcoming World Rune will also flip the Rise. He has to draw, he has to spell mana refill.
Ooh,
Those are the two most important runes you want to have.
this could end up in GG next turn if we get
This
the
could.
2 Delphs.
It could.
Now,
Especially
how that
considering that
could
there's still the
drink
Rise
mess,
spell.
right?
He also has Deny for it that stairs in case we top deck it.
Yeah, but now there's a Vengeance.
I think you play
And
recall probably, no? I think you
That is
recall.
a
yeah,
recall, yeah.
that is a recall. Which denies the shuffle, I believe.
Yeah, it denies you 2. But it's not the end
Denies
of the
two
world
delves,
for
and he top
Robomaster.
decks a Nopify. Nopify.
The it that stairs actually got top decked. Now
Yeah,
let's see if it's gonna hit or not.
yeah, and now it's gonna come into play what I talked about earlier. The deny, saving the matchup. I think you just take the stun, right?
I think you have to be careful about overdrawing, but yeah, the stun. I think it's good potentially. I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. We have to no, never mind. We just attack with Rise because it also triggers the runes. Of course.
Yeah, we get more mana. We
Beautiful
draw, we get
playing
more mana.
around it at stairs. Yeah.
Yeah. Path. Oh, beautiful. And now it's that if the just comes down now there.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think Robomaster knows that this is a bluff because there is no point to not play War Moderate.
Yeah. Newman treating the Avalanche like a warm-up core. Place your bets getting obliterated, but this is fine because he has enough value now. The second Steel Temp is only 2 mana to save a champion and deny an 8 attack overwhelm unit. Only 2 damage coming through on Robomaster's Nexus, and this should be enough to find another Delves into the past and win the game on the next turn.
And I'm gonna say, more importantly, now Robomaster knows there is only one 8 plus cost card in hand from the side of Newman.
True, that
Okay,
is
and
the
that-
downside of Trundle.
And that's the downside of Trundle. It allows your opponent to read into your hand. Now, that could be, the read might be, it is where Mother's Call. Because, of course, that was
We have
threatened.
it. 2 more Delves into the past. 2 more. And now Robomaster is actually threatening victory.
Well, we
On
are
the
forced to
attack.
play it at stairs, so...
And I really hope that Newman will not surrender after this deny, so we can see the animation that Rice is playing. No, he says GG. I want to see that.
Oh, he surrendered!
He
let's
surrendered.
go!
I wanted to see the animation. Too bad.
And so, okay, Rise has taken over again. Okay, we had predicted this. Rise is taking Robomaster to 1-0 against Newman. Now,
Yeah.
Who is gonna get this prediction correct? Because I said
mean,
2-0.
I said 2-1 for Robomaster.
And like I'm flexible because if Newman picks Karma set now, then it's gonna be a 2-0. But if Newman repeats the Trundle Volibear, I think Trundle Volibear will beat the Shrooms.
Trundle Volibear
Yes.
doesn't have a bad time, yeah.
So we will see. Of course, Caitlyn Timo has a chance into ramp because they take a bit to set up. But aside from the 2 harsh winds, it's pretty hard to withstand the big attacks that Trundle Volibear is building up, especially with the One of Us Call being down. The board gets very full, very big, fast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see this game, and if Robomaster can actually qualify for his first ever grand finals in the Aphrodite League in his first ever season playing here in the Spring Dusk, the final season of the Spring Split before we head into the summer. Mein WLAN ist weg.
And we are into the game, and okay, our
The opponent failed to connect. Okay.
Is that a internet issue or is that actual rage quit?
Is that okay? Okay, we're gonna look into this. Production just told us that we have some connection issues. Question mark pings coming through in the internal chats. So we are working to resolve this shortly. And
But yeah, Gappa, what do you think about this kind of matchup? Like, if you are Caitlyn Timo against, for example, this Volibear Trundle, what is your win condition? What do you want to do in this kind of situation? Because the matchup is not so favorable, but you still need to try to win, right?
I mean, into Karma set, you also don't have like that easy of time because there is removal. Like, yes, you have your HP protection, but what I think you want to do into stuff like Karma set, where you have the early removal like Aftershock and Mystic Shot, is you just stack the shrooms from your 4-drop, then you play your peddler, and you say, you know what, he's gonna live for 1 turn, but he's gonna do a lot of emotional damage, where I just play like plus 40 shrooms into your deck. And then you are also never allowed to play Sunken Temple as a karma set. That's kind of self-explaining. You don't want to shuffle your hand. You don't want to draw the shrooms in your deck. That is kind of an upside. But you are right. This is not like a free win. Like, yes, there's absolutely nothing he can do because turn 10 karma is still turn 10 karma.
Turn karma is definitely a force to be reckoned with. It's so powerful. Always has been in the history of this game.
But the other matchup, like Trundle Volibear, is very interesting because it really comes down, do you have the one crucial healing? Do you have the one mana? Like, it's gonna be very interesting as we are not gonna see. We are gonna see Karma set.
Yeah, karma set into shrooms, and let me tell you, the hand that Caitlyn Timo has got right now is very bad hand. This game is, I'm not gonna say this game is over, but it's very close to being near impossible to win for Robomaster with this hand. It's terrible.
I
I agree.
mean, there is one singular card that can fully fix your hand, and that is a Paddler top deck right now. Otherwise, you have issues, yeah?
Robomaster calling Riot Games, call declined. So yeah, Robomaster definitely needs the early aggression in order to have a chance in this matchup. But yeah,
Oh.
all he's drawing is expensive units. This is not helping him in any way. Karma said under no pressure can now aggressively develop 9 lives at turn 4, and this is a horrible sign for Robomaster.
Not a fan of that one.
Yeah, I think
Actually, you could play for the card's pressure with Fishmonger here. You can literally just say, hey, you have to play your card. Otherwise, you're gonna overdraw, and Karma said loves draw, so...
Yeah, that's something. But yeah, the thing is now we have to defend that Fishmonger. Fishmonger gonna be defended by one Elixir of Iron. I believe there could be another attack on that card from the side of Newman here. But and then there would be another Elixir of Iron played from the side of Robomaster because that card is pivotal to the matchup. Like you need your opponent to overdraw, you need your opponent to waste cards.
With this hand, Fishmonger is your bread and butter, that's for sure. And Newman is doing the play where he says, okay, you want me to draw cards? I prepare my mana for you.
Look at the hand, like Robomaster doesn't like this hand. The Peddler hasn't been drawn, and so you don't really get value out of all these one cost spells. You have double Corina, which doesn't even help you that much because your opponent doesn't have that many shrooms in the deck. You cannot play Corina next turn. This is a very tough situation for Robomaster, especially since yeah, the next matchup would be even worse for him.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a free walk for shrooms. And I forgot the riot shuffling. The riot shuffling is not helping you sometimes.
And we are gonna see probably even more protection on this card. Like, you have committed to Elixir of Irons, you also commit the Sky Splitter. This is a deliberate choice from the side of Robomaster. They think, okay, this is my key to victory. I need to keep it alive no matter what. But now, guess what? You have no more protection. Okay, your opponent does not have any more attack, but
Ooh, there's a Caitlyn with another protection.
okay.
He is not done yet.
And actually now the game is fine. Now the Newman shouldn't. I don't even know if they should play the Sunken Temple. Sunken Temple against Shrooms is very scary. And in fact, Sunken Temple gets shuffled in the deck with Updraft. Because you might say, ah, it's a shuffle, so like you never get the Shrooms. But the thing is, it's only temporary. Like at some point, you're gonna feel the pressure that Sunken Temple puts you in if you're the Sunken
Okay,
Temple player.
but Now we really need the paddler for Robomaster. No paddler.
No peddler, at least the Caitlyn, but this is not enough. And Karma said only two, or like Karma only 2 turns away from flipping, from being enlightened, from being one of the most OP champions in the game.
Yeah, the next turn is definitely gonna be the turn where Robomaster has to shine. It's
But now Caitlyn
basically
levels
his...
up. Caitlyn levels up. She's out of aftershock range. She's leveled up, and suddenly this game is very playable for Robomaster in the next 2 turns. Like, okay, Karma is very, very difficult to deal with, but do you really care at this point? You can put a lot of pressure next turn. This Caitlyn can do a lot of damage.
She can, especially if you activate it with Corrine. I'm kind of wondering why we didn't play our draw last turn, but we play him this time.
And let's see, Robomaster probably going for the intel and then.
How many traps are in
Corona?
the deck? How many traps are in the deck from the side of Newman?
That is a crucial information.
Yeah, you definitely want to recall the healing. This is
Yeah.
beautiful
And, like-
block by Newman.
Yeah, yeah. Getting the healing again and at the same time denying the Caitlyn attack. Very strong, very, very nice. You love to see it. I
Would you
don't know how
commit
much
double
damage.
spell? Would you commit double
Si-
spell if you are Master to don't let this go?
I think I
I
would
don't think
actually try to kill the Karma now.
Mhm.
I think I would give it a try.
Let's. Yeah, 16 puff caps. We just saw it on the screen. This is not a lot, so this is probably the reason that Kurina wasn't
The
played this turn.
paddler.
We have a peddler. He is coming very, very, very late to the party, but now he is there. And maybe he can shine and turn this game around last second, but Karma will flip in the next
Yeah,
turn.
we don't have
Will
the
Karma
try
survive though?
anymore.
Like, will Karma survive the traps? I wouldn't take that for certain, because there are a lot
You
of
need
traps.
to
in
hit
there.
two.
There are two flash bombs
there are
in the
two.
deck,
Ah,
and
okay,
those are the two that were just shuffled by Caitlyn. So
Yeah,
I'm
there is
afraid
a very
Karma has a
small
high
chance.
survival rate. There's a small chance. It would be extremely funny, but
I thought you were more.
there
My
are
bad. I thought you were
two
more.
puff caps and
Oh my
one
god!
It's even hitting the Karma. But yeah, Karma doesn't care. Karma is
It
full life
was
again.
actually hitting. Oh, whoa, whoa.
And yeah, like usually at this point you never want to play your draw spells, but Robomaster just not being able to set the amount of shrooms that he has to in order to make this matchup so favored as it's kind of supposed to be.
And here
yeah,
we go, full mana again. Reset.
full mana again, 3 mixologists, Newman going back to full life, and then he can play another coin. This match, yeah, this game
Double
has a slight
paddler?
favor.
Double paddler and maybe even drop in one Corina this turn. Could be something. Maybe not really what you want to do.
Yeah, you have to try. At this point, you have to try somehow. At least you're not relying on board in order to win the game. You're relying on the card draws of the opponent, which is at least something. And now, yeah, Robo is just trying to shuffle as many puff caps as possible before it
I
peddler
like
dies.
keeping Sky Splitter, but I'm not. Okay, he wanted to play the Corina. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to go for the double Corina. This turn one, next turn one. This leaves the second peddler vulnerable to removal, but at this point, Robomaster just has to take like risks more, like over and over, to have a slight chance to win this matchup. And there are 7 puff caps.
So the next Corina is lethal, basically, if the deny doesn't happen.
Yep. But there is a deny after all.
And here we go, back to
there's
half
a
mana.
refill, and there's a mixologist I was talking about. So I think to play. Okay. Removing the Caitlyn. I can see that as well, even though there was a recall, there was another stun, so Newman didn't really have to be concerned about this Caitlyn attacking, or at least the attack coming through.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
clearing one threat. Oh, that would be kind of dirty in attack last turn. The Lee Sin
Indeed.
spell.
No, the Teemo is there, and
But Timo is
Yeah.
actually another threat you have to be careful about. Like you are forced to do something about him. You are forced to deny Corina this turn. You have a lot of stuff to do here. You cannot just play anything you want.
yeah, well, this is true. I think healing and generating a coin is something the Karma is definitely not complaining about. We're gonna see the stun. There's no
We're
doubt in
leaving
that.
us.
And after the stun, we are going to see the coin being played. Standard gameplay at this point.
Yeah, Robomaster is saying I'm going for the Corina.
Yeah, and then we will probably see the flash freeze into another Corina, and then the Teemo pray emoji will be very fitting at this point.
Not enough for deny. Newman
No.
screwed up the
Corina
mana.
might just win. Corina might actually just win, especially with these mushrooms being shuffled in. Let's see if Corina is game over or not.
Oh,
Random
shuffle
card
generation.
generation.
Back.
The Karma doesn't generate anything.
It could have generated the health potion, but it didn't.
Robomaster, praying.
A
It is
win!
9 shrooms. That is enough. And Robomaster is the first finalist of this Spring Dust season. Congratulations! What a game, really.
Just as I said, you were not allowed to play anything you want. You had stuff you had to be careful about.
And I had been correct with my prediction. I got my prediction correct, and that's what matters, right? 2-0 Robomaster.
2-0 indeed, and what a game. Like, Robomaster managed to take a win in the Aphrodite League finals, where the stakes are so high, but he did not fumble, he did make it. With this hand, you've seen it, into Karma. Like, we didn't see any way for him to win the game. Like, on turn 8, I remember, I was pointing out that Karma is going to flip soon. But he did. Robo, he did. He is the GOAT, and he is in the grand finals looking to set himself a crown. And
Yeah, as you said, playing against Karma set and having to pass on turn 3 with full spell mana, doing absolutely nothing, that does not feel good.
that does not feel good indeed. And Lunaya and ABG Kaizen are still playing, my friends. And this is a very exciting match. So I think it's best if we just head into the game.
Yeah, we shall
And
head into the game.
like
No.
we've seen this matchup yesterday in the finals of Runeterra Open. There Kaizen came out ahead. And Lunaya versus Kaizen. This is also in the Aphrodite League itself. It is already, yeah, such a classic, more or less. Like both of them qualified for every single finals so far. Lunaya wants to reclaim the throne, and Kaizen never had it. But only one of them. One of them will be eliminated after this match because both of them lost the first semi-final game.
Yeah, and it does not look that great for Luna, I would say. Like, yes, we don't see a bunch of cards on Kaizen's hand, but we all know how the deck works. You have one card, no, you have 10 cards. If the right top deck is about to arrive, let's see. I have no idea how many slipstreams we have in the deck because we were not watching, but I believe there should be 1 or 2.
Yeah, and Kaizen is leading the series 1-0.
Luna's hand isn't actually not looking good at all.
Especially the Luna Sand is not looking equipped to deal with the slipstream and value and the development that Kaizen is gonna be able to do this turn. Like you have very cheap units. You have this Get Excited staring into the face of Luna's Nexus, and this is a very difficult situation for her because yeah, you can silence a unit probably. You can play. I guess she will just play the song spinner to try and get more answers or something like that. I don't really see many other options because even if you play Formula, you don't have enough mana to play the song spinner afterwards.
Yeah, gambling for 2 top decks is probably worse than gambling Song Spinner, I would say, because there is low HP units, so the removal you can get from Song Spinner is gonna hit. If you get a removal, yeah. Okay, we are going for top decks. Yeah. From Kaizen's hand, we're probably gonna see TF flip next turn if he's not gonna get recalled. First waiting, and
I believe
then
this was maybe like a Caustic Riff faking like Caustic Riff or something.
oh, we updrafted the. That's an interesting variation. I thought he's gonna updraft Neela, play the one drop and the Cloudwinder, but he updrafted the Cloudwinder. Put the Cloudwinder back into the deck and wants to play Neela instead.
Yeah, this is just very close to winning. I believe it's not win on the spot unless Nila is leveled, but it is leaving Luna with just 1 HP to play with next turn. Of course, Luna has to develop a blocker now, which is only Karma. Or Recall. That would be an option too, I guess. Oh, just pass. Yeah.
That's a flip Neela, yeah?
Yeah, the recall is gonna come in now against the Nila because if the recall doesn't come in, it's lethal. So you would much more likely go to 1 HP like than just lose on the spot.
Yeah. As you said, you are forced to recall the Neela here.
And then next turn you can go Song Spinner, I guess. But do you even have enough card space in hand? I don't know.
You also have to be careful with the TF. Like this is what Neela TF is known for. You are getting overwhelmed by. Oh
Okay.
my Gamba addiction! We drew for the Howling Gale and we got it.
Yeah, and now TF is probably gonna get very close to leveling. Like pick a card was played, and look at that developing potential from the side of
That is
Kaizen.
very beautiful here.
And unless like a miracle happens, I don't know how Luna can survive next turn attack. You need some crazy area of effect spell to just try to stay alive.
Yeah, there's 2 spells for Seraphine level up.
Yeah, that's the only line that saves you, literally. Like the Seraphine needs to be played down here,
So much to do.
and the Caustic Riff needs to be top decked.
The problem with Song Spinner is you have no hand space. Like, you have to get rid of the cards somehow.
Hey, which way to spiritual fulfillment?
Which is probably actually just swinging with Seraphine here, yeah. Like, you just have to swing here for making your hand space.
Oh, think I got a beat.
The Purify could get rid of 1 damage on the 1 drop. That would be as useful.
Caustic Riff is an incredible top deck here.
Okay, okay.
Time triggers.
But
Oh.
look at that Mystic Shot. Look at that
Mystic
Mystic Shot
Shot.
staring
We
into the
need-
face.
We need Nopify and Caustic Riff. This does not look too good.
Light stage and
I mean, we can get them. We can get them because we
Ah.
doubled the time trick.
Seraphine, oh my goodness! But like even with the Seraphine block, it's
You
So
have
on
no
what
space
Callum
in hand for what you want to do. This is so.
No, you have
this is so
space. You have
sad.
exactly
we do,
space in
we
hand.
do,
We have
we do,
exact
we
space
do.
in hand.
So we need Nopify and we need Caustic Riff.
Wait, no, but we didn't. Oh yeah, we did double up the thing. Caustic
Rift?
Rift.
This is Caustic Riff.
And
Oh
maybe
my.
the other one? Maybe the skip.
Oh,
Is
the
it
skip.
Nopify? Oh,
No.
it is
No.
Nopify. So close. Lunaya, you almost had it. Lunaya probably happy for now.
It was almost a sweep. No.
And in tears now as Kaizen ties the series.
It's
And it's gonna
kinda
be game 3.
it's kinda crazy to see how close this actually was. Like if the Mystic Shot wouldn't be here, this this would be looking promising for Lunaya. Like you had hopes.
Yeah, you have the Elder Dragon, next turn you proc the Elder Dragon, you start refilling your health a little bit, you have doubled spells from Seraphine, but nothing of the sort could be played because of that Mystic Shot, and in the end, Kaizen tramples on Lunaya once again, the second time in 2 days, and moves a little bit farther into the lower bracket.
Not yet, as the series is tied 1-1. So there
I
will be
think
a
Kaizen
game
was-
3
Oh.
between the Taliyazillion and Seraphine Z, which will take place now. And what is your prediction for this final matchup? After which, either Kaizen or Lunaya, two giants of overall the competitive community, one of them will be eliminated after this game.
Who is playing Zillion Talia?
Kaizen.
Kaizen.
Yeah, so I'm saying that Kaiden is gonna have a problem in this game. You know why?
Huh?
You know what? The timer is low. You have no time for these animations.
We see the timer now. 12 minutes left on the clock. Of course, with 5 minutes grace period being added at the end. But you're right. Timer may be a win con here,
We each
especially
hold
for Lunaya winning game 1.
Lunaya does not have like minute-long animation of a tree happening when the timer is ticking fast.
Yeah.
Speaking of tree, there is a top deck on Kaizen.
Yeah. Both hands look very landmarky. We have the Rootbound Path on 4, then we have the Sunken Temple on 5. Both players are chilling, but yeah, both players also have an Explorer to deal with the
Yeah,
opponent's
but I
threat.
only
And
see
Lunaya has the Nopify.
one Nopify, yeah. But Kaizen has 2 explorers.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, you are totally correct. Although Lunaya only has 1 landmark and Kaizen has 3, so there's... of course, that's not entirely even, but this can change. Always, second Nopify cannot hurt. In this
I can
Ionia mirror.
Nopify. The game is looking very balanced from the cards, depending on how they are gonna get used. You have
I
2
really-
Nopifies.
I feel it already. This is set up to be such a banger of a game. Like both players have those late game hands, some interaction. There's a reconstructor. This could really be something here. Let's see, Talia, Rootbound Path, Weight of Judgment. I think it is a Talia. I would argue.
If you are Luna, do you just commit the temple because you know you have a protection now because your opponent is out of mana?
Yes.
Definitely. We always play the temple here. We especially having 2 Nopifies. We lost the opponent's hand. Just pointing that out. And yeah, now we're coming through Nopify, healing. Let's see.
We just got a little bit of scenes things, but doesn't matter.
mean,
2
this Talia's
Seraphins
coming
in
through.
town. Yeah.
And the tally has been picked, doubles the root bound path. Kaizen not waiting for the tree, we remember it being in the hand. Wants to get the draw, and especially like the next turn wants to get the -2 cost reduction, or like the 2 mana cost reduction on the next turn, and setting up for one very, very big and threatening turn. Meanwhile, Lunaya playing the iterative improvement on the Explorer just to get another landmark removal. I think this is a totally valid play.
Relax your knees.
Yeah, it's
I
very
wonder if it's gonna
interesting.
pay off setting up your own combo instead of removing the one temple turn. It will probably pay off because for the next turn you have a zero cost explorer. Not
Yeah, I think this
anymore.
is this is what Kaizen is thinking about. Explorer costs 1 mana now, but it's still considerably cheaper.
But I think Luna is happy because 2 turns of Temple shuffling the cards in your deck is very good. Like any
Yeah,
turn you can take
definitely.
with this Temple is this is gonna be very powerful down the line. Like we don't have to think with this mashup, I believe, in terms of like this turn, next turn, but in terms of like in the next 4 turns, 5 turns, what's gonna happen? What cards will I have? If they're gonna be discounted, that changes so much the patterns of play.
Indeed, and especially now that Kaizen waited another turn, Lunaya had the time to draw another temple, and the question is now, is she playing around a potential landmark removal in the hand of Kaizen here? Starts off playing cheap with the Explorer.
Ooh. Time bombing first, okay.
Yeah, I think this is definitely valid, and I really like the blue button here on the side of Lunaya.
Not sure if I'm a fan of this. You don't have access to Explorer 3 now. Definitely questionable line. Oh, we are going for the Bomba. Okay.
That is interesting because if I remember correctly, Reconstructor kind of protects against landmark removal too, not just against default destruction, but correct me if I'm wrong on this. So you would normally see this on the bigger landmarks, just to protect it from the removal being played, but in this case, Kaizen just wants to go for the value, wants to go for quick damage. The board is almost full, and Aya did, as I said earlier, play cheap and now has a chance to play another Synchro Temple.
And there
Gets
goes the
the
recall. This is the hand you are gonna stay with.
For
Last
now.
words of Kaizen. I see what he wanted to do. He went for the Zillion level up.
Distance means so little.
Plus
And the,
Talia.
and the Talia flip too.
It's a very aggressive line. It's very
Very
aggressive.
aggressive. On the other hand, you're playing the Seraphim, so you need to close the game some when, especially if you think about Karma may be in the hand of Lunaya here, the Seraphim, being quite close to flipping.
Putting out pressure is definitely good.
Mhm.
But you are playing against Karma, so unless you are sure that you're gonna lethal turn 10, putting out this pressure instead of setting yourself up for later is
I fight with my
Another
not
Eye of
really
the
a
Dragon
thing.
coming through.
Even though leveling Zillion is kind of a good setup against Karma, you're gonna get some value. Some.
Mm.
A lot.
Yeah, and I believe like this, the Dragonlings won't be summoned, or like they will be summoned and instantly destroyed.
There is -1
So
Eye
my
of the Dragon.
was
They
it
will
wrong?
not be summoned because Flowey was not activated last turn.
Oh,
So they will not be summoned.
okay, yeah. I was assuming Lunaya always sometimes feel like those top players always have those cheat codes, and
Yeah. What is Luna gonna do? I would also say I don't think you necessarily need to play for Temple this turn. Dropping Karma doesn't look too bad. You have next turn, turn 10. Even though your only protection right now is self recall with Unworthy Soul, which is very, very nothing what you want to do.
I believe this turn is not a turn where you drop Karma, unless your opponent like plays Art of the Tree, then it's almost a waste of mana because they know that Luna has got a removal, but they would go with an Opify, of course, and then Luna would be forced to recall the Art of the Tree with Unworthy Soul, and then probably you can play the Karma because a lot of mana has been wasted from both sides. But I don't know.
I think open predicting here is a good choice from Kaizen. Just paying 1 mana and still being on 11 afterwards, setting up for the turn 10 where the Karma will likely come down. I don't think he should ever pass back here. But it seems like
Okay.
maybe his connection is a bit odd. We had this issue earlier already. Especially if the timer starts now again, as it seems this might be a connection issue on Kaizen's side, which is of course unlucky and not very pleasant to look at, but something Lunaya could take advantage of, but she is just passing, she's playing it fair. Okay, she's playing Karma.
If you're playing Karma, you want to win. Like if your opponent like disconnects is like bad, but you cannot do anything as a player. Like you have to play to win. This game is so far into it, you cannot really restart. Then Kaizen is there. Kaizen is there. We see Unworthy Soul being played here.
Yeah, Kaizen is back on track and now has to deal with a Karma on board, passing twice due to connection issues most likely, and of course in this bracket the stakes are so high, and especially this far into the game, yeah, players just have to play for the win. As ugly as it might be sometimes, but yeah. Recall getting denied. Karma stays on board for now. There's a sleep, and this is the only other answer I see to the Karma as of right now.
And Luna just passes because Luna knows, okay, I have a leveled up Karma. I just
Soon
pass.
Also soon leveled up Seraphine. I might.
The Notify is not gonna save a singular landmark anymore. That is very crucial. Because there is not a singular landmark removal, there is a double landmark removal.
And this, okay, this burn is actually setting up a very nice Caustic Rift next turn. Because yeah, now Kaizen is forced to sleep his own Zillion to avoid Zillion getting killed. But next turn,
I
in
haven't
this
seen
way, you
this
don't really get-
interaction before.
I don't
Is
think you get the
Zillion-
cards. I don't think you get the cards.
You have the tech token, so I'm not sure about that. If you did not have it, okay, but Viv?
Does he get the cards?
Yeah,
does
he did not
does
see anything.
yeah.
He was sleeping, yeah.
Because it's a different champion, right? So it did not see because it's a different one.
No, it's the exact copy.
Yeah, but,
But-
it's a copy. I don't know if it stores the values of the stuff that he has seen.
Because against Jinx, it works like if she uses the rocket, you sleep her. The next turn, she cannot create a rocket, you know? So that's why I was like, okay, how does it exactly work with Zillion? But now I know.
Yeah, you always learn things, you know? Learning is
Yeah.
good. We like learning.
We like learning indeed. And Seraphine.
Wimpsy. That's not something you always see. This is 4 mana, kind of used to level up the Seraphine.
Yeah,
Not
because
really
Caustic
only-
Rift.
Yep.
This Caustic Rift is gonna be devastating.
Yeah, because it's gonna be played 3 times. I really like Lunaya using the Whimsy to flip Seraphine here because it doesn't really matter if you play 1 or 2 Whimsy. unlike with many other cards. So you're using that before you get the bonus of doubling.
Yeah, I was about to say, does Notify. It happened because of the sleep. So he actually stores the cards, but for the another turn afterwards.
Which is very
Yeah.
interesting. So you get double the cards, and that interaction is not very good. It is good for Kaizen, but in some other cases, it just leads to overdraw.
Yeah,
And you may
this
just
is.
overdraw your win conditions.
Okay, he said I have enough cards. You are not watching any cards anymore, buddy.
Do you think? No, there's no word where we play Olympic removal. Of course not.
I mean,
Uh,
Notify is not gonna do anything anymore. You don't have to be
Yeah.
worried about that one.
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
build the fortress of units if you're Luna.
Yeah, I was
literally
about,
build the
yeah,
fortress.
exactly. We won the hand game, the value game kind of. Now we're extending our advantage to the board, and there is the landmark removal being played.
I'm not
I
sure
was
about that one. That kind of feels like okay.
yeah
I was about to say that kind of feels like a BM, but
And suddenly, this is a very big threat on the HPs of Kaizen because everything is getting wiped.
yeah. I mean, there's still the tasty Feyfolk. 3 mana, 40
not for
life
long.
steal. Not for long. Oh, yeah. Just not only making double sure, making triple sure that this thing dies, and now a full swing is coming through. 13 damage, putting Kaizen down to 5 HP, but Kaizen on the other hand has Heart of the Tree, which will heal up.
I was
And
kind of close to say that this looks promising for Luna, but I see the Spirit Fire and I'm kind of worried.
But if push comes to shove, we can recolor Karma.
Yeah, that we can do that. Yeah.
We have a lot of plays potentially. We can play the Sunken Temple, we can play the Rocket Barrage to kill the Zillion, we can recolor Karma. Like, this is fine. Rocket Barrage is played, Zillion dies, and suddenly Kaizen doesn't have a lot of engines. Yeah, you have the draw
Yeah.
thanks to the
Yeah, you
response
have to draw.
path, but that's the only thing left.
Yeah. Okay. I was just looking if there is anything Kaizen can do, but I don't think so. I think this is it for Luna.
And Luna can play the 4 mana spell. Yeah, this gives her the access to 2 mana to a 2/4 force. And this
I
means
guess.
open attack, and this means lethal. Not even
Does
Spirit
it? Does
Fire.
it? Spirit Fire?
Spirit Fire
Yeah,
is
Spirit
-2.
Fire is not gonna
Minus
save you on that one.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Not mathing, but this means that IBG Kaizen in this finals replay of yesterday's Runeterra Open, this time he will not succeed. This time he will be eliminated. But Lunaya did not win the tournament yet. She has a few more opponents to go through. We remember the loser of the upper finals. That was Newman. Newman is waiting for Lunaya, and the victor of that match will join Robomaster in the grand finals. So only 3 people left. One of them can call themselves the champion of the Aphrodite League this evening.
Let's
Before
see.
we move on,
Let's see if the Aphrodite Queen is gonna climb up. Let's see.
or if you're gonna have a new king, as I said before, only Vendorti and Lunaya have won the Aphrodite League so far, and Robomaster, but also Newman are both on a good way to crown themselves. We'll be back after a short break to see who joins Robomaster. See you there.
See you soon.
And there we are again with the lower finals of the Aphrodite League here in the Spring Dusk season. After a commencing match between ABG Kaizen and Lunaya, Kaizen sadly got eliminated, and Lunaya now faces Newman to determine who will face Robomaster in the grand finals. And after seeing, after seeing both the upper finals between Newman and Robomaster and ABG Kaizen versus Lunaya, do you guys have a favorite match so far into this bracket, or a favorite game that you've seen? Because mine personally, the reason I'm bringing this up, because this last game, Ionia versus Ionia, Talia Zillion versus Zed Seraphine, that was a banger. Because both players just had their value cards, both players were just thriving through. Zillion going to sleep and generating cards from 2 turns ago. Yeah, that was one banger to watch. And Midgard, you don't look too happy about Ionia.
I have to say that I'm not a big fan of Ionia. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this playstyle, but I have to say that I'm with you on that. Seeing new interaction, where Zillion is gonna sleep and creates from 2 turns in 1 turn your cards is kind of crazy to know. That was definitely a banger of game. As you said, they both had the dream hands, 2 Nobifies and a Sunken Temple, and your entire pre-combo with Roofbound into Talia into Tree which we did not see played. There was not a singular tree dropping. That was definitely a banger.
My favorite game so far has been probably the Shrooms gameplay into Karmaset, because that matchup started very bad for Shrooms, and then Shrooms took the win with a very interesting turn of events. A couple of very good draws with Corinas, and a very, very, very smart line with, you play Corina, you have two peddlers, you start shrooming your opponent, and then you suck a peddler to get the win. That was very, very, very interesting, and I really liked how Robomaster played that game. So yeah, that was my favorite match so far.
All
Ba-
right. Thank you a lot for your insight on that. And now let's focus on the upcoming match, which is Newman versus Lunaya. And first of all, I would like to take a look at the competitor data, because both players have a pretty solid history here in the Aphrodite League. We can see Lunaya on 46 matches so far, Newman on 36. Both being very active. Lunaya has been playing in every season so far, Newman only skipping the Winter Dusk. And one very interesting thing about this is if we look at the matchup table, even though those two players have such a long history in the Aphrodite League, they only faced each other twice so far.
Oh,
And
and I
every
believe the one time is the from today, right?
yes, and every time Newman came out on top.
Oh, Newman is
If
dominating Lunaya. Okay.
if you check this, by the way, if you check Lunaya's row, this is the only matchup for Lunaya that she's losing. Every other is either tied or she's favored.
That is
So-
true. She's even taken over
So
Vendorti, the rivals, the two on top of the entire APH. But Newman seems to be the only one who really like threatens Lunaya.
that
Let's
is
see if he's
very
gonna keep
interesting.
up.
Yeah, and I mean we already saw all the deck lists, so I think it's best if we should just swap to the decks immediately, also without discussing bans for now, because yeah, this could get this is very interesting. We of course Newman won the first series here.
So yeah,
And
we are watching a
2-0.
rematch here.
Mhm.
And for now on, Elder Dragon has 100% ban rate, also 100% win rate if the deck lets being open and not banned.
Which never
This
happened.
time I'm not gonna do anything cheeky. I'm just gonna go with a double Elder Dragon ban. I want to repair my win rate.
I am 100% with you on that train. I could see Lunaya altering the band to the Trundle Woolly Bear. Because of course Newman swept the first series 2-0. But I think the Elder Dragon is just way too much of a threat. So yeah, double Elder Dragon it is.
I'm gonna be, the voice out of the square this time around, because I'm gonna say, okay, gentlemen's agreement. Both players decide to ban Ionia. That's a
Oh,
gentleman's agreement. Let the dragons
Oh.
out. Let the dragons play. Dragons deserve some love. They deserve some time in the garden.
no
Ionia,
Ionia
no.
1 hour games. Okay.
Okay, but of course I'm gonna be
Of
wrong.
course you're
I
wrong,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, of course, but we all knew it. I just said it because I don't want to see
Yeah.
1 hour Ionia games, but
You
whatever.
you were hoping for the Elder Dragon. I was hoping to not see it. So Elder Dragon remains on the 100% ban rate in this finals of the Aphrodite League. And yeah, if this doesn't tell us about how strong Elder Dragon is, yeah, then what? I'm really looking forward to the standard season. And I'm putting this out. No, I'm going to talk about this later. So let's join into the first game of
Whoa,
this
whoa, whoa,
rematch,
whoa.
Newman versus Lunaya. And Zero, do you think history repeats and Newman sweeps again 2-0? Now also that the bands are the same?
The bands are the same. I'm a believer. History doesn't repeat. It's not a sweep, but Newman wins 2-1.
Newman wins 2-1. What changed?
I believe this time around, since they play the mirror, Luna can win because they have more options. If I'm not mistaken, Newman just plays Karma Set, but Luna plays Seraphine as well, and one copy of Karma, which is more flexible and can win the early aggression part. And if I'm not mistaken, the consensus was that Seraphine Set would beat Karma Set because of how faster it was.
I mean, you are right on that one, but what I don't see is Sunken Temple here, and what I learned, this matchup is all about who has Sunken and who doesn't. Like, that's basically it.
But no one has, so it's a tie.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's the Karma. Uh, yeah, I'm also looking forward here who will come out on top in this matchup, and I'm gonna be crazy and call Lunaya can upset a win here and take a 2-1. That is my prediction for the series. And once again, the loser of this match, of this lower finals, will be eliminated, while the victor will play against RoboMaster. Newman and RoboMaster have already faced each other in the upper finals. There, of course, RoboMaster could secure the win and is now waiting in the grand final. Lunaya has not played into RoboMaster today yet, and of course is looking to make it to the second spot in the grand finals.
Okay, pass, classic Ionia matchup. But this I think would advantage the Karma deck more than the Seraphine one, because turn 10 is the breaking point, and then whoever can protect their win condition better wins.
Yeah, this definitely looks like who has Karma, he wins. Even though we have a mini Karma on Luna's board, the young Seraphine wants to be Karma in the Runeterra. And there's a Rage Nor emote. I believe because there is no Sunken, and we are forced to play a card. We are on 10
Yeah.
cards, right?
I mean, the set feels very awkward to play here, the Mixologist too.
The
Yeah,
Grandfather
like
Fair can be played.
you can't really place your bets here. Like yeah, Newman's hand is so awkward right now.
Honestly, I don't see an issue with dropping a set here. Like, you drop set and you see what happens. Like, it's if he dies, which is possible with Luna's hand, you have a second one, and also set is not really what matters in this matchup. Karma is more the part.
Okay, very aggressive move from Lunaya. Also, she had 10 cards in hand, so she had to play
Yeah.
something as well.
We are
Grandfather
going
Fair, as I
for the
mentioned, has been played, so you can play, the Owl Cat, and suddenly, you have 9 cards, you have some things on the board, you have developed, like, some champ blockers, and yeah, life is good. I mean, even if it's not good, it's fine. Oh, Mixologist is gonna be played instead, but now the problem is we have 10 cards again.
Will we just play a coin? Yeah, we just play a
Yeah.
coin.
we play
And
coin into Hellcats. Okay.
Okay, which is fine. It develops the board even more. And this attack actually does some damage. This attack deals some damage. We can block the Mixologist with set, but that's not good because we don't have protection then for our champion.
Yeah, this attack definitely does some impact. Nothing too crazy. There is no champions close in the high note range, so Luna is looking pretty safe here. Now this 9 lives could make some difference if there is gonna be a greedy attack.
I'm telling you, Lunaya, she's probably going for a line which involves down the line leveling up Seraphine and playing Tricksy Tentacles on level up Seraphine, so you discard 2 cards on your opponent's hand.
Oh, but that would actually kind of help Newman. Because you get the hand space, you know?
You get end space, but you never feel too good about getting your cards discarded, especially when Karma is not on the board and Karma is not generating like you random stuff that you don't care about. Like, because that's something to think about. Your spells are important. You have protection. You don't want your protection to be discarded.
Ooh. In the spells that would get hit would be either Notify, High Note, or the Landmark Removal, which is kind of crucial in this matchup. Both have one, but both do not have the Sunken Temple. This is actually kind of ridiculous at this point. Are we gonna see Set brashing Set? Probably what's gonna happen.
The gentleman set agreement, you know, both set striking each other, both going at 1 HP. I mean, no, one going at 1 HP, the other potentially like dying from spells.
Yeah,
Uh,
potentially he dies, yeah. But the
Yeah,
timer is ticking. The
the time is
timer
not the
is
issue.
ticking. And what I kind of saw from Luna, she's always down on timer. Always. Just like now.
I mean, there are players that are faster, players that are slower, players that wants to, you know, calculate 5 moves ahead. And Luna, you know, she got all the way here playing this kind of play style. So I'm not gonna say it's bad. It has definitely has its drawbacks. Like, of course, you need to be mindful about timer. But right now, like, you have 40 minutes on the clock. This is game 1. It's fine. Nothing is rushing you. The problem is if Luna loses, okay, this match, then has to play probably the Seraphine set again, and then time becomes an issue because you have another Ionia matchup and it's not good to have, you know, such a slow play in that situation.
That is true. Alright, the set hooking the set. What is going to be the answer? Tag out. Well, Ionia, access denied. You want to play something? Notify. Do we deny? Yeah, we don't deny. We have another set in hand. We are fine. And suddenly Luna is not looking good.
No, definitely not. Luna
Classic.
lost the engine.
Classic Ionia gameplay, by the way. It's turn 9, 2 1/1s on the board, but full hands on both sides too. Um, this is Ionia in a nutshell. But yeah, one of the 2 players has both champions in hand. Karma looking to flip, the set close to flipping as well. The landmark removals are stacked in the hands too.
True, I
So,
just saw Luna has 2 of them. Oh.
yeah, Newman definitely favored, and I think he's happy to take the past 7 days of a week.
Yeah, you go
definitely.
to turn 10 with 13 mana, double Karma. Karma
Oh, this is
graces
so
on the
sweet.
board, and this is Karma flip. Yeah, now the game is almost over because the Karma is too powerful.
Yeah, but
Now,
once again, you have a hand space issue. The problem is that there is absolutely no blockers on Luna's side. So
yeah,
this
and
9 lives
the
could go
yeah,
crazy.
I was about to say this 9 lives could push on for quite some damage, but yeah, now it takes really a misplay from Newman to throw this game, especially considering the hand of Lunaya, which doesn't offer too much for her to work with. The Seraphine was removed earlier by Newman. And Newman wants to repeat history and at least win the first game against Lunaya.
Place your bets is played as the last stand for Luna, but nothing of really use has been drawn. And And Newman says, "Okay, let me show you how it's done. This is how you place your bets, and refill your
Ah.
mana completely, like going
And now
back
he
to
plays
8
Second
mana."
Temple for the BM.
I think you just want to win.
Yeah, of course. There's a set. I think the set is of course flipped, but should also generate the. Well, yes, correct. It will be doubled. And so even if Lunaya has any unit to play here to play for blocks, yeah, the board is gone, no matter what.
Yeah, the board is gone. I guess you can recall the explorer and play him again with the return to block.
That is definitely a line, yeah. But I have to upset you. It's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure that there's gonna be a high note happening. Okay. And this is kind of awkward, yeah. Showstopper going.
Let's see what Luna tries to find. Augmented clockling is something, but it's the only thing that can give you more draw in this situation. But I don't think it's enough. It's 4 mana, just a little body, and of course can give you, like, your own karma, your own Seraphine.
Ooh, that was a quick one.
It was a 9 lives.
That was a quick 9 lives.
I know we see infinite coins gonna be generated in the end of Newman. This means that Newman can play this turn with 17 mana. 17 more mana to go.
Crazy.
My man is
It-
living in a candy shop at this point.
Kind of even more because if you just consider that karma doubles each spell, it's like even more mana that he's kind of spending. So
Yeah, that's
Newman
true.
is one wealthy man.
Honestly, I would like this Paddle Pixie to die.
Okay,
Like,
sorry.
actually, just kill this Paddle Pixie, please. No.
Props to Luna because she's not surrendering, she's not FFing, hoping maybe for some miracle to happen. Maybe hoping for a disconnection, I don't even know.
The internet go bomba WinCon. We all know it, we all love it.
I mean, it's a commendable effort. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Definitely, Newman is now trying to find ways to, use the cards that he has in hand in order to even play it, Insight of Ages, just to create more spells in hand because Karma on Karma is always good.
I wonder if
So
Newman is
hilarious.
like actually just playing for the timer now because he had a way to finish the game. Like he actually just had the access to it, making board space for Pedal Pixie, playing 9 lives. But he's like wants to stay in the game. It feels like he wants to chop the timer down.
I think it's also like mental, psychological damage. This has turned into psychological warfare. Like how much Luna is willing to take in terms of mental damage from this game.
I like that. Yeah, I like that thought process of yours. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There is it.
Yeah. Wait, okay.
Important that she attacks at last. And yeah, with this attack, well, okay, let's see.
Okay, we are
what
gonna
this
see a
actually
little
gives.
bit of animations. Cold shot, trail of evidence.
We get a zero cost Arcan. Let's go. We don't.
Okay, which champ? Which champ? Is it Karma?
Oh, it's
the worst.
Jeez, and with this, Newman takes game 1 in this repeated series and is only 1 game away to also get a rematch against Robomaster and decide who will be the new king of the Aphrodite League. But it is not over yet. Lunaya still has a word to say because this Trundle Volibear is beatable. Lunaya needs to win twice against the ramp and then she has a chance to reclaim the throne and become queen once more. And let's head into it. And there it is. Ramp versus Karma Z Seraphine.
He Who Wanders is in the hand. That is basically the only card you wanted. Is he gonna keep it?
The problem is there is no ramp.
Yeah.
That's a pretty hefty problem because if both players goes to 10 mana, to 10 mana at the same time, Karma just steamrolls the game.
Okay. Full
Exactly.
shuffle.
Okay, now some ramp is there, the catalyst is there, and then we can even play later down the line
This is
Cold
going to-
Resistance and
Yeah.
War Mother's Call.
I feel like this is going to be one of the games where both players just ignore each other for like the first half of the game, and then they just beat each other.
Doesn't have to rhyme.
And
Um,
this is the kind of
with so
game where
much-
the power level gets so insane, when you are
Did
at
she
like
just-
turn 9, 10, 11, power
Did
level is
Seraphine just create a retreat?
yes.
Our spot.
That is so troll. Just because there is already a retreat on the hand. What? Okay, we are activating flow.
Yeah, it's because we need to draw. It's because we would have had too much cards in hand, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Do we see the sunken? Would not surprise me. It is basically kind of a ramping, if you think about it.
This is better than ramping because the curve of cards when they reach 0 cost, like they're so much better than having more mana. Like having cards at like 1 or 0 cost is so much better. I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely on your side with that take. And there is the retreat. It's actually kind of really good here.
We are overdrawing 1 next turn. That's the
Oh,
thing.
he played the other Seraphine, right?
No, we played did we? No, I don't think so.
No, we did not. No, we did not.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks so
This is
good.
cool. Yeah, this is cool because we don't want to overdraw. This is cool.
And we are leveling Seraphine for 0. Like, for free.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's an interesting hand.
No deny in the end of Lunaya. No deny to match this War Mother's Call that could potentially be slammed here. I like to play Pillar as a slow pass, potentially.
Yeah, the question really is, does Newman take the risk against a 10 mana Ionia hand to just slam an 11 mana slow spell? We will see as Lunaya is making a choice.
I mean, you don't really have much else to do, right? Like, you do that, next turn you have 9 mana, you play Volibear, you clear the board, you attack, you put pressure. I don't think it's that bad to spend mana that way against this kind of matchup. Because you still put pressure.
Honestly,
Jordan, you, like,
there is only one deny in the deck, right? Yes. So even if you play Warmother here and the deny goes, I still believe it's better for you because then there is no answer for Shihu, which is, in my opinion, way more devastating than a Warmother.
Yeah, also War Mother can pull Shihu out of the deck and, not let it play the effect, which is kind of good since you have a lot of ways to, prevent attacks. Yeah, of course, this is gonna
Yeah.
go through. Newman emoting to
Oh,
say, like, please don't deny it, man.
he wants it to be denied, actually. I'm telling you, he hopes that this is getting denied with those emotes.
I mean, this is psychological warfare.
He's definitely playing this very good psychologically.
But it's useless because there is no deny anyway. So yeah, of course, Luna is faking the deny. Of course, she's gonna like try to make it seem like, oh, I know you want me to deny this because then I will not have an answer to Shihu, so I will not be denying this. but in reality there is nothing that she can do. Yeah, it that stairs.
And it the
First one.
stairs goes. Is Newman actually that confident there is nothing that can do against us? I believe that Ionia is kind of favored into this, no?
I would have said that if Ionia played one copy of Singular Will, this would have been so funny. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
okay, yeah, I can see that. The missing Wellination.
The Willy Nation against Volibear Trundle just destroys them.
You are actually completely right, yeah. There is no Wellination. Is that the crucial mistake why Luna is losing? We will never know.
No, no, it's not. But... Okay, Song Spinner. Sputtering Song Spinner, okay.
Gamba!
We get a lot of stuff. We get Inspiring Light, which is
Yeah,
fine.
this is not it.
Or we get Apprehend. It's interesting
mean,
because you don't want to
stun-
die. So,
Stun is pretty good as well, yeah.
yeah. I believe Stun is fine. But Stun
this
next
is
turn
this
gonna go
is
to
good.
0.
This is good.
Okay.
This is definitely Disintegrate.
It's always Disintegrate, yeah. And then I guess Magical Fettering is very good as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
The Ramage
Hmm.
got taken. Okay, Ramage.
What?
Ramage instead of Disintegrate is actually kind of
Ah, yeah.
crazy. And we get our Song Spinner back. almost. There is no Ramage.
Oh, and now the big attack coming through. What can Luna do? There's a sleep, there's a recall, and that is it.
That's gonna be fine for now. There is nothing, to
Recalling Trundle? No.
recalling Trundle. It's better than recalling Volley. Is it? I
Volley
don't
is plus 4 mana, but he gets his play effect, so that's the question. What do you personally prefer?
Yeah, what is more important in this matchup? Let us know in the chat. As Lunaya is making her choice right now and decides that recalling the Trundle is the better option here, putting the Woolly Bear to sleep. um,
And meanwhile, Seraphine is sitting in the back watching the party.
watching the party as I assume another Woolly Bear will come down.
I wonder if we play that Volibear, yeah.
Like double Woolly Bear on board has to be it.
Honestly, I see you. Especially because he's killing Seraphine here. Yeah. This
I'm
is
not
actually
sure how
so
much
devastating.
I'm not sure how much the Woolly needs to be flipped, but Newman is really set up for success to get his rematch against Robomaster, who kicked him out of the upper bracket.
I was thinking about this during the attack. Was there ever any world in which we block it that stairs with Seraphine and recall her to like avoid taking 8 damage? That was a question because then you cannot play return, and Seraphine gets shuffled in the deck, but you have another one, and you're starting to having a lot of cards shuffled in the deck. So you will have like we will see this played anyway, and we haven't protected ourselves against 8 damage. So we have just taken, I believe, like 4 more damage than we could have taken.
Yeah, Newman is definitely putting a lot of emotional damage right now. I believe there is high chance we get Shihu now. No, my bad, my bad. The triple Volibear. This
3
looks
bears
crazy.
staring at 8 HP. Poor Lunaya who has to deal with it. The karma is far from being flipped.
But yeah, not running Villination is actually making Newman having a good day.
I mean, you're not really expecting Freyo to ramp in this current meta, are you?
No, I was definitely surprised when I saw Kaizen and Newman bringing this sort of ramp control.
But it is working.
I had
as
seen
Amy
it
Spray
in
saw.
ladder. I had seen it in ladder in the past few days, honestly, but yesterday it had a very good showing, so no wonder it's doing very well also today.
Indeed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Lunaya standing the crying Poro. Newman doesn't have any problem with playing that curse.
Is
What is the
Seth gonna
topic?
take over here?
What is the topic, dear gentlemen?
And time tracking into
9 lives?
9 lives, but you are not gonna see the card anyways next turn.
Yeah. I mean, you can play it now.
Honestly, Eye of the Dragon. Eye of the Dragon gives you hope.
Add the dragon into 9 lives next turn and you pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, like praying is definitely the correct play for Lunaya here.
The problem is, I feel like it doesn't even matter what you do because this is what the deck excels at. You have your units on board summoning while you have mana to remove all the chump blockers. So
But the thing is, if there is no Trundle summoned by the War Mother's Call, then you have actually everything basically champ blocked if a 9 lives gets played. So it wouldn't be lethal because it's champ block, champ block, champ block, champ block, and then recall
yeah,
on the last one, on the last card. So this is still not lethal, I believe. It depends on, of course, on the draws. I'm postulating a 9 lives draw from Luna. If
Yeah,
she
yeah.
doesn't draw that, it's over anyways.
Also, this Eye of the Dragon is not even gonna be removed because of Nopify being on hand, so... Oh, unless he's gonna do it with Withering Well, but...
Okay, set.
That's all there is to it.
That
Goes.
coming down... We fighting or what? Saying that when there is a triple Volibear about to whip his board.
Yeah, but look at that. There is no overwhelm right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But there is no 9 lives as well. There is no 9 lives as well. There is a
There is
formula.
a formula? I mean, formula, yeah.
One formula and a dream. This is all Lunaya has at this point. This is all she can
But the
rely
block is
on.
not good as well. Like you have to block before you have to block with your Dragon Link before.
9 lives.
There's 9 lives! Lunaya!
Bro, but that's exactly lethal.
No. Oh yeah, it is exactly lethal. Yeah, it is absolutely exactly lethal. No, but there is a recall, or isn't there? No, there is no recall. Yeah, there is no
There's no
recall.
Wait,
recall.
but you
Lunaya.
could swap Eye of the Dragon with Dragonling and survive, no? Yeah, but
Yeah.
it gets wild feasted anyway, so
But Lunaya, after drawing extraordinarily strong, yeah, it wasn't enough. The Freljord was too strong, and Newman repeats what we saw in the semifinals and is eliminating Lunaya after eliminating Vendorti in the triangle bracket. Now defeats the second champion, and this also means that the Aphrodite League will, in every case, crown a new champion today. So let's take a look at the bracket as it is right now.
By the way,
Uh,
Newman is keeping up the 100% win rate against Lunaya.
True.
That's
3-0. That's a win in a best of 5 or best of 3s.
Now it is even updated, and we can see Lunaya Newman and Newman Robomaster. Those are the two defining matches, the matchups in this final bracket. ABG Kaizen got eliminated, Lunaya got eliminated, the two finalists from yesterday's Runeterra Open, and now it is on Robomaster and Newman to figure out who will be the new champion. Of course, Robomaster has a second chance due to the bracket reset, and it's going to be exciting. So stay with us as we will show the final match of this Aphrodite League Spring Split after a short break. See you there.
see you later.
And there we are, maybe even for the very last time, as we are about to head into the grand finals of the Aphrodite League Spring Dusk season. We have RoboMaster versus Newman. On the one side, RoboMaster with his very first season. A breakout star, a new name, a new face, and he makes it to the finals, to the grand finals, at his very first try. And on the other side, we have Newman. Newman has eliminated not only Vendorti last week in the Triangle Bracket, but also Lunaya just now. So both players that have won the league in the history are gone, eliminated by one person, and this is Newman. And now he wants to make it. Now he wants to take the place of the players he got out of the tournament. But it can be only one. Newman or RoboMaster, this is your grand final of the Spring Dawn season, and I couldn't be more excited.
So am I. So am I. And I wish both of them luck. Both of them are very hot and hungry for the title. But let's see who is gonna take it. Or what are you saying, Zero?
Yeah, because we have a newcomer in RoboMaster, newcomer to Aphrodite League, that just comes here and gets to the finals. But on the other end, we have we have new, how is it called?
Newman.
Newman,
Newman.
yeah. So sorry, I had the lapsus for a second. But you have Newman that defeats the two final bosses basically and becomes the final boss himself for the title. So you have two storylines that you can follow, and both of them are very compelling. Like, will you know support the newcomer that comes in and wants to take everything, or the guy that has to eliminate the two former basically one of the two strongest players of the league, and this is gonna be dope. However it goes.
Yes, and yeah, we Robomaster and Newman have faced each other already in the upper finals, and their Robomaster came out on top, if we remember. And but yeah, just both players are generally also new to the league. This is so new, so exciting. Usually, we always had the triangle: Vendorti, Kaizen, and Lunaya fighting it between themselves, but they are all gone now. Vendorti eliminated in Triangle Bracket. I said it already. And Lunaya and Kaizen both got eliminated during this double elimination bracket. And yeah, I think we're ready to take a look at the stakes that people are playing for today. Let's take a look at the prize pool. And here we see uh, we had to cut down a bit on the price pool to be more accessible. So the first place will get 25 euros, the second 15, and the third place, which is Lunaya, will be rewarded 10 euros. Additionally, Aphrodite points for the Aphrodite EMEA Championship are awarded, as you can see here, and of course what people are playing for. The first place of the Aphrodite League is awarded 6 championship points.
Those are definitely going to be very important if you are about to participate for the Worlds coming up soon.
Yes, and Lunaya is probably very sad about missing out here because she made finals in the opens, and this with the 6 championship points would have secured a world's qualification very, very early on. This must really hurt. So Robomaster and Newman are fighting for the 6 championship points, but also, of course, for the 100 Aphrodite points that are totally irrelevant. And the prize pool here. So yeah, we can look at the bracket once more. And yeah, Zero, what can you tell us about the journey that both players took throughout today's bracket?
Robomaster today is still undefeated. It took down Kaizen, took down Newman, and now has to defeat Newman once more. Meanwhile, Newman won against the former queen Lunaya, then lost against the challenger Robomaster, and managed to defeat the queen once again and eliminate her once and for all for this season of Aphrodite League. So both players are absolutely worthy of standing in the final arena for this final match. But if Newman were to win this first best of 3, we would have a ladder reset because that's the Robomaster. The Robomaster earned the right for a rematch because he's still undefeated today.
That is correct. This is how we handled the double elimination bracket. And just before we head into the game, we of course have to taste all the statistics before this high stakes match and take a look at the competitor data, how both players have been doing across the history of the Aphrodite League. And there we can see that Robomaster has improved his win rate even further to 75% by now. And like we have to consider that this is his only season, so he has a 75% win rate throughout this one season. That is very impressive and worthy a title, don't you think?
My man is definitely doing something here. Either he's predicting good what people are gonna take and picks the correct decks, or he's just built different. 75% win rate, that is impressive.
Yeah, on the other side, Newman has been steady and consistent. That also is an important trait to have. Has more than double the games, double the experience in the Aphrodite League than Robomaster has. And if we take a look at the matchup, like the specific matchup data between those two players, we're seeing that Robomaster is favored once more. We had it on earlier already with Robomaster being favored 2-1. Now he won once more, and he is up 3-1 in this matter. So yeah, Robomaster winning the first match, having the higher win rate, having the higher matchup percentage might be favored, and I think it's worth to take another look at the exact deck lists before we head into, so we know exactly what we can expect from those two players, starting with Newman. Of course, we have seen all those lists throughout today, but just as a reminder, and we're starting off with Elder Dragon, Demacia, and if I recall correctly, this deck has 100% ban rate in this final
You
stage.
are right. This is 100% win rate, 100% win rate. We are looking at the anti-aggro version, like not anti-aggro, but like the version that does a little bit better into aggro. With the Soul Gorger Radiant Guardian, no single combat, just Gentleman Duel and the Tempting Prospect to find your Citria Otacon.
Yeah, but we know this deck is gonna get banned anyway, so we can go through to the next deck, which is Karma Set. We've seen it play time and time again. Newman, very good with this archetype. He has shown that he can win even the mirror matchup. And yeah, this deck, we have already talked about it. It's very, very stable, very solid. Can run a lot of protection. Can run even one off of Art of the Tree to get a win condition if your other plans go Ori. And yeah, very good deck, very solid list. It's gonna be a slow game if this deck gets selected.
Yeah, the ramp really interesting. And yeah, let's take a look at Robo Master's list, who is undefeated throughout the day. Not only in matches but also in games. He is on a 4-0 record so far, winning twice against Kaizen and also against Newman previously. And he's starting off with Rise. And I'm very happy about this, that Rise is doing so well, to be honest.
You know who is also very happy? Probably Never Walk Alone, because he also likes Rise. So yeah, another Rise player here, and showing us why Rise is very good, why Rise is very potent, why Rise is one of the best champions in Eternal, usually, because the deck is very strong, the deck is very rounded. You can get spells from any region, and of course, the majority of them are from Ionia, because Ionia protects, and that's what Ionia does. And it's non-interactive. If the opponent cannot, interact with you fast enough, you just win. And even if they can, you have your own spells to disrupt their protection. Because if they play, Eat That Stairs, you have Deny. And that's it. You just win at that point.
Yeah.
I could not say that better. How about we look at the deck 2, which is the funnier and yeah,
it's
a little bit.
definitely the price tag of the day.
Yeah, this is probably the hot topic of the day. The deck that no one expected to come up. Even the ramp that Newman brought is like a special deck, but this one is definitely more special. Like playing Shrooms.
It is Shrooms. Shrooms is always spicy. Shrooms is always something we can look forward to. I really like that someone is bringing it to the table because it, makes so that, normal matchup tables don't really matter because with a kind of meta deck, you can target stuff that usually doesn't have very big counters. And yeah, it has performed well. We have seen it win on stream even when the hand was not that good. So yeah, I hope we will see this play. But the third deck that Robomaster is bringing to the table is Morgana Galio Elder Dragon. The very,
We do not talk about this because it's gonna get banned anyways.
yeah.
Can we agree on this?
Ban.
We're gonna
Yeah.
agree on this. Let's go into the ban section, and I'm putting 2 bans on Elder Dragon.
Yeah, everybody is banning
I think
two elders.
that's something we can mutually agree on. So throughout the entire day of this final stage, Elder Dragon has been banned every single time, and I would be more than surprised if this changes for this final series.
This is an
Alright.
Elder Free tournament.
Let's finish it up. Elder.
Let's finish it up and let's see the bans. Yeah, no surprises here. Elder Dragon maintains. Over I think the 4 matches that we watched until now, we had 8 Elder Dragon bans, so it's technically even a 200% ban rate. Not much you can say about this.
No, I want to say
Uh,
this is an elder free stream. You know, if you are afraid of elder dragons, you're safe here. This is a safe heaven, a safe stream for
yeah.
whoever suffers from elder dragon phobia. So yeah, just know that you're safe here.
Yeah, that's true. We are a safe space for the entire community, and we, of course, are as we will move into the standard format in the next season, of course. And we will publish the sign up link for the next qualification tournament on June 8th. Right after this tournament has concluded. So the Aphrodite League will, of course, continue and go into the summer split in June. So stay tuned for that as we wait for players to pick their decks and as we, the casters, are maybe making the very last score prediction for the day. And this time I'm just gonna call it Robomaster 2-0.
My inner feeling is saying me that you are completely right. He's going to 2-0 this. But I am really hoping that Newman is going to take this and make Robomaster shake because he's very confident with this lineup. We all can agree that Rise and Shrooms are favored in this. But I kind of see the world where Newman and Riot shuffling is going to make him win. And then Robomaster is going to sit there and be more afraid.
What do you say?
Don't you like my vision?
No,
Oh
but
yeah.
we want a prediction. We want a prediction.
So
What's
I'm
your
saying Newman is gonna win 2-1.
Okay, I say
What?
Robomaster 2-1.
Okay, so to explain myself a bit, I predicted 2-1 Robomaster in the first series because I was kind of doubting the Shrooms, but then after seeing Robomaster winning with this hand, I just think no, there's no way Robomaster drops it. The series here, I can see a 2-1, but yeah, no way Robomaster drops this. But maybe Newman will do the upset. Maybe Newman will surprise me, will surprise the world as we head into the first game of the Grand Finals.
I never say never. This hand that we see starting end, there is a ramp in the end of Newman. Meanwhile, the hand is a little bit slower for the side of Robomaster. We have a time trick. We have some tools, to prank our opponent potentially. So yeah, this is not too bad for either player. Of course, we might just see starting now the runes coming in.
Mana cheating is equipped.
Yeah,
Swindle is
trinket
kind of
trade-off.
interesting. Swindle is interesting, especially because Newman has harsh winds in hand.
Ooh, that's true. Imagine if we get something like, imagine if we get ramp and we ramp.
A ramp as
Imagine a
well,
Rise
yeah.
ramp.
Or the War Mother for the Rise.
War Mother for the Rise. I mean, you don't really want more than one Rise on the board, right?
Yeah,
you
true.
don't really want them. Like, it is fine, but it's not what you want. Okay? Second rune, gonna come in. The rune
really
prison
good.
might come in. Oh, but instead, there is gonna be the other rune coming in with a mana refill. This is very good.
Play
Mana
Swindle.
refill done. Everything is fine.
There is a Rise. But yeah, I don't think we're dropping Rise before he levels. We want the spell shield, we want the 4 attacks so he doesn't die to Soul Harvest.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even have enough mana for protection right now, so we absolutely do not play the Rise. Oh, now we have mana for protection. Okay. We have Notify. Notify backup. This is good. With Notify backup, we nullify the play of Soul Harvest that is gonna come in right away. We can even block either the Trundle or the 2-2. Okay. We don't block because we are fine like this. We don't want to go under Ravine or any other damage spell.
Yes.
Yeah, life is good. We can time trick into Delve. We can time trick into runes, and we can just chill for now.
Time trick. I really want to see the Swindle, but there is another delve that is really good.
Yeah, we completely refill our mana. We get the discount on our stun spell, and yeah,
Maybe even a draw. Ah, of course not.
yeah, we deal damage. I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, which is
Yeah, the
absolutely
2/2 is
fine.
not gonna be a 6/6, which is kind of important. Kinda.
Kind of very much important because it has overwhelm. And Rise is relying on champ blockers a lot.
Yeah, also Rice can always attack here, which is good. Rice can always 100% attack.
True.
We can even play this Windle now and then Rise attack, if we want.
Yeah, I think that's
Mm.
correct though.
Ooh.
But Robomaster going extra safe.
He's really allergic to enemy hand. He does not want to see it or grab it.
Doesn't want to look into his enemy's hand, which is fine. You may get scared. There are very scary stuff in Freljord. You don't want to see that stuff. It's fine.
Yeah. There's like a big statue running around. You don't want to see that.
Is it a statue? I don't even know. But yeah, another delve potentially coming in. A fourth rune is gonna spell disaster in a few moves, because now we draw one. If we are Robomaster, we draw one. We refill our mana. We are
And now it's
completely in
time.
control of the game.
Now it's the time for our Brundle to tell our opponent how many cards we have in hand.
No, not yet, as the warm-up call will come through and
I think we just say
will
okay. I
easily be
don't know.
denied.
We deny? I think we can use deny for attacks on the rise. I don't think we need to do anything
Ah.
here.
Yes.
That's -1 if that's theirs.
Like, I'm really
There's-
serious. I think there is nothing we need to do. Like, this
There is
deny
a play effect like this.
coming in to prevent the win, to prevent, our opponent counter.
He
Just the
who
window
harsh
showing,
wins.
see who and harsh wins, and the harsh wins is very harsh for Newman indeed, as it will lock down a potential attack, but Robomaster does not
The
have
zero
mana.
mana stun. Oh, yo, yo.
0 mana, 2 mana, everything is fine. We have... Oh, we don't get the delve immediately. We need to draw the delve, or the situation is not very, very good. We need the delve now. But we have place your bets, so we have ways to draw it. Okay, now
That's
here it
such
comes.
a clean Rise game.
Yeah, game is over. GG for Robomaster. He is showing us how Rise can be played, why it's so strong, and why it is extremely, even uninteractive. There is nothing that can be done here, literally. Like, okay, double thing, oh, too bad. I'm just gonna deny your vengeance. I didn't care about the War Mother's call. I was advancing my own game plan, because your
now-
game plan still don't win. And this is just
And now, can we see the Rise animation? We see the Rise animation,
Yay, crystals!
and this time Newman doesn't surrender, and Robomaster is only one game away from taking the trophy, from crowning himself as the Aphrodite League champion in his first ever season. What a run, and how rewarding it would be to finish it like this. But of course there's one more game that he has to win, and he will do this, or he has to do it with the shrooms. All I can do is wish him best of luck.
Shrooms, yeah. Shrooms. They could break, but even the last time when he broke, he still won the game.
And let's see what hands are gonna be given. I see a Timo.
Imo!
So
But
Timo
there's
is
a
here.
Wild Feast. Ooh.
Yeah. Valfist against Timo. The battle of the century.
The question is there an iron pot? Can we find the pot?
What, Valvis? Wait, Valvis got mulliganed away.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
spicy.
probably because he's saying, "Hey, he has pots anyways. There's no point even trying."
That
And so
is
Timo
fair,
has won
maybe.
the board. This is a very bad situation for Newman. Like if this Timo can single-handedly win the game in like 2 or 3 attacks, if nothing stops it, okay, there is gonna be Ravine.
That's correct, yeah.
But
Especially if he flips, maybe with like another Teemo. Imagine.
I don't even know if you go for the flip immediately. Like you can just probably attack with Timo, then opponent plays Ravine, you just accept. You don't even have
Yeah,
to do much.
you can
Oh, but
just say, "I
Timo.
don't develop." First, you have to deal with this rat.
Yeah.
Is it a rat? Is it a
Newman
mouse?
really with the back
Ignore
against the wall.
Is
The
that a
only
fleeting?
way for him to solo.
Ooh, that's a fleeting volley bear.
And that's another Timo! That's another Timo! This game is going very bad very quickly for Newman because now the
Especially,
setup is here.
especially with the volley bear just going. The fishmonger just said, "Hey, volley bear, you are not gonna be played."
Timo is leveled up. Danger levels. This is absolutely danger levels for the Trundle Volibear deck because they have no answer to the open attack of Timo, Caitlyn, everything like that. There is no answer.
And this is this is how
And
Teemo
Corina gets
Caitlyn should look like.
and there is a second Corina in the hand and protection. Yeah, this is absolutely
Okay, but we are
danger.
actually just dropping here, no?
This might just be game over right now with Corina. Like I think you always open attack before, because you don't really care about the damage for Caitlyn. You don't want to greed that much Caitlyn damage. You just press OK and Corina.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, this is fine. This is fine. You want your opponent to overcommit. You want your opponent to overcommit.
I mean, once this Teemo strikes, it's just over. All we need is the Teemo to connect.
This is getting really, really, really close to an unwinnable position. But there is nothing much that actually Newman could have done. Maybe just
Recipe.
play Ravine. Maybe Ravine was the play to get rid of the Teemo. But yeah, this is
I
so
mean,
much.
Ravine was definitely a play, huh?
Now Corina comes down and there is nothing to stop her. There is nothing. Corina into Corina, even if one Corina doesn't win, the next one will. And we even have more draw to force our
Even
opponent to draw.
yeah,
Like
I was
there is
about to say
nothing to
even
do.
if.
Business and pleasure, Sheriff.
I wonder if we are gonna see the Timo emote here from either one player side or the Ezreal emote because now we are in that
Emotes?
kind of meta. Yeah.
Oh, is that the shuffling one? Where is
Yeah,
he
the
like
the
kind of
shuffling.
scared?
shuffling or the Ezreal, sweating emote. That's also very good in this situation.
I love how at the brink of crowning new champion we're discussing the emote meta and Corina will come through and Corina will go for it.
Or and not even saying
I
bye
was-
bye
I was-
Trundle.
I was about to get really loud. But two ravines come through.
Yeah, that is a little bit of healing.
Mushrooms is a bit
That's a board.
underwhelming.
That's board wipe. That's a board wipe. Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
a Volibear coming down, potentially. Which is good. There's a world where this gets a bit more spicy.
Yeah. Anyways, Corina happens.
Yeah, Corina.
Oh, this is not even Corina. This is not Corina. This is draw. We have Arshwin's backup, so nothing is happening this round. The next turn we Corina, which is I think it's the optimal line.
Oh.
This line never loses. This line cannot lose
Yeah.
Damn.
because now we have seen the first draws. There were no shrooms. Now Corina next turn is gonna deal infinite damage. Doesn't matter if there is Catalyst, doesn't matter if there is Whale, doesn't probably matter, even if there is like Withering Mist or something. I think this is just the best line possible from the side of Robomaster. You don't want to rush things.
I mean, you just open with Teemo, no? You just slap Teemo, attack, and... Or not even, because he could heal up. Nah, I don't know. There are so many different lines. Okay, he goes for the Teemo. Okay.
Just put Timo there.
Anyways, Corina. Free... No?
With Corina,
There
yeah,
we
with
go.
Corina we have more draw, we have everything. This Corina gonna win the game.
Yes, one last.
I mean, there is a lot of healing. There is
Yeah,
a lot of healing in
they need
Newman's
to
hand.
play 6 ceiling. I don't think it's gonna be enough. I do not think this is gonna be enough.
Healing up
We
to
shall
11.
see. 11, 8, and no,
It's
the
eight.
game is over.
There's-
Game is over.
Wait, this is getting dangerous.
Oh,
There's
Robo
still
Master.
Harshmans, I know, but still.
Ooh! Shaky. Shaky, but there is, you see it with me, there is a spell in hand that can decide the series on this attack, but not for the attacker. Robomaster plays it. Robomaster is shaking. Here's a heal 3.
I don't think he's shaking.
That
I
could
think
make him
he's
survive,
fine.
actually.
The series goes on, and there's an atrocity, but of course a lot of freezes too. How many?
Oh.
3? 3 and 1! This is enough. This is enough. Robomaster takes it. Another 2-0. Along this finals, every single match he played was a 2-0 sweep. Robomaster, he entered this season as a name the league has never heard. He leaves it etched into Aphrodite League history. He wins, he crowns himself as the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Robomaster is your Spring Dusk champion of the Aphrodite League. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man. Well played, well played. And with insane win rate. That was a good run.
I believe he
In-
picked around like 78, like 78% win rate, 79% win rate, or something like that. This is insane.
Yeah, this is insane indeed. We can.
It is
check actually.
indeed. Especially because
Um,
I looked right now, he went undefeated today. He did not win.
Yes.
He did not lose a single game.
And the championship points are also updated, so this is the new order in which the
76.5% win rate on Robomaster.
Throughout the whole season, he only lost 4 best of 3s. Won 13 of them. That's consistency made player.
My man is playing well once he locks in, yeah. I had hope. I had hope for Newman. I really had hope for the one best of 3, but yeah, that was not enough. Robomaster is just too good with those shrooms and rise.
yes, those are incredible statistics. We can take a look at the exact standings of the Aphrodite points of right now, and those are updated already. And we can see once again Robomaster in 4th place in Aphrodite League history after just one season. Incredible. We can see the Holy Triangle when Dorti Lunaya Kaisen at the top. Newman and Robomaster, yeah, close after that, and then the rest of the field. So yeah, maybe the Aphrodite League has gotten a new contender, and now we are joined by the man himself, Robomaster. You have just claimed your first Aphrodite League title. How do you feel? How was it?
I mean, I think I played well, but I got pretty lucky. I decided, you know what, fuck it, we ball, and I played Elder Dragon, Matron Cythria. That seemed decent in scrims. I've had a lot of fun with shrooms in standard, and I decided to test one out for Eternal. And then I asked my friend Random Dude for a good Rise deck that fit the target Karma and Ionia lineup bullshit. And it worked out great.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we can take a quick look at your deck restrictions toward the end of the season and talk about, well, your strategy throughout this season of the Aphrodite League. As of
Um,
course there were 4 stages to it, and we all remember your run, going undefeated through the qualification tournament, securing first place in the group stage, and afterwards, getting through the triangle bracket with a solid 50% win rate. And now you are here, after fumbling a bit in the triangle bracket, you are here at the top. The crown is on your head. You are the champion. So yeah, what was the strategy going through this?
well, the strategy was always, I somewhat assumed I'd be there for finals. Like for some reason, I just felt confident enough. So my strategy was always try to make sure you have every deck open when you're in that final stage. Because if you don't have champions open, you'll become targetable. In the group stage, so Lava at the start was telling everyone that Nila TF was broken. I wasn't sure if that was the case. But it fit pretty well with my Jax Fi lineup, with my Jax Fi deck, and I just picked the Rumble Draven as a third, which I always thought was fun. And basically the idea was this would be a lineup that will probably like go 3-2, and that should get me a top 8. And I ended up going 5-0, which was nice. Didn't expect that, to be honest, but it worked. In groups, what did I play in groups? This was the one time I actually scouted a bit, and I saw people testing Jack's Ornn and stuff. So I figured I'd play Rise, just Ionia
Yes.
stuff.
Rise, Kamaset, and Elder Dragon Demacia was your lineup back then.
Yeah,
Very
my friend
similar to what you brought
Random
today.
is very good at that exact lineup. He played that before and won the last Aegis Eternal tournament we've had before the one that happened yesterday. And he won the thing with it, and yeah, I just asked him for lists. He gave them to me, and I got pretty lucky. I should have gone third, I think, but it turned out that like Rise and Karma actually have decent game into Elder Dragon, Morgana Matron Scythia, and I actually ended up winning versus Lava somehow. So I got first.
Yeah, and then moving on to the triangle bracket, this is where you, had a bit of trouble. And I remember you being on an aggro lineup there. How does the sudden change of strategy come?
Well, there were two reasons. First was always like I want to keep everything open. And I basically had two options. I had the Nasus Thresh, Jax Ornn, Aphelios Victor lineup, but the issue of the lineup is I already played Jax Fi. So I don't get the option of playing Jax in the last round. And there was some other stuff, and I also didn't really have much time that week. I wanted to study for an exam I had a couple days afterwards. So I wanted to play aggro and be done as quickly as possible. But I opted for Echo Jinx over Lulu Jinx, and that ended up not working as well as I had hoped. And yeah, I lost the two favorite sets, and I won the one that was even.
Yeah. And then finally, the finals. Let's take a look at the bracket. You repeated your Rise, Ionia, and your Elder Dragon Demacia. Those are the only two decks that ended up being banned in the end, and you went 6-0 in games, 3-0 in matches, completely undefeated, flawless run. Can you tell us about this lineup?
Well,
That is quite similar to your group's lineup.
Yeah, it was pretty similar, but I wanted. So at first, my strategy was play puff caps and then try to find something that also targets Nila TF. That was basically what I had in mind at the start. It was also a bit of my strategy for the open. Like I kind of wanted the Eternal open and this lineup to be the same. And the further we went, the more people I saw considering Seraphine in their lineup. And I realized that like buff caps also is like great into Ionia. I scrimmed the Elder Dragon matchup versus Nila TF and I actually felt fine into it. So I was pretty confident on that deck as a second. And then yeah, Rise is just somewhat comfort. And I just decided to gamble. Okay, Rise is like the anti-Ionia deck. And I just jammed it. I think Rise went 9-0 for me this weekend.
Oh damn.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, and yeah, crazy cards get regulated. What a transition. We are now actually giving you a first preview at the ban list changes for the next season of the Aphrodite League, that in which we really hope to see you again. So let's get it on, and also for the stream, reveal the changes we are making to the upcoming standard format.
Can I quickly ask, how does
Yeah.
it come that you play shrooms?
Oh, sure.
Well, it started with Rivage. I was saying it was decent in the standard format. It was decent into Nila Janna, and then in Eternal it was also seemed decent into Nila TF. And when I played against it in open rounds, I actually got rolled by it. Like the game was not close.
Mm.
So I always enjoyed shrooms, and in like a couple of years ago, like my friends who were practicing for Worlds, they had a shrooms deck, shrooms deck that they almost brought to Worlds, and I took a look at it, and I actually liked that build more. The 3-2 felt a lot better than the Foundry Revise was playing. So I played it a bit on ladder, and it felt a lot better than what I tested before. And yeah, I just really enjoy shrooms. The dopamine is fun, and
Yeah.
it beats the Ionia decks, which I wanted to punish. So it was like
Yeah, that's true.
exactly
Shrooms
what I
are
needed it to
really
do.
good into
It's been
Ionia.
fun, even though it did let
Yeah.
me down yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the broadcast as well. Shrooms is one of the very few decks that still somehow has a chance against a flipped Karma being on the board. And yeah, you proved today that it can really work. And yeah, I'd like to come back to the ban list now. Now that we've seen it for a few minutes while talking, these are our ban list changes. As an explanation for those who are not familiar with the rulebook, tagged means that the card will be treated like a champion. Not for riot lock regulations, but for the regulations. So if you play Revna once, she will be listed as limited, and after a second time, she will be listed as banned, while Ravecaller being tagged and limited will be listed at banned immediately after just bringing the card one time. So, Robomaster, do you have any thoughts on the decks that these cards are played in?
I really like the Wraith color change. I think, especially in the standard format right now, it's very easy to make a triple Mist Race lineup with Wraith color that just ends up being very good. So yeah, punishing that makes sense because you can just play it with every region, play one splash, and it becomes a problem. So very happy with that change. F9 I think makes sense. Although I will mention that Revna is less problematic in other other strategies apart from Ionia. Not Ionia, Targon. So I think tag makes sense, but I don't think it needs to be tagged, as I think the power level of Revna decks not in Targon are significantly worse.